All right, all right, all right. All right, all right, all right. How are you guys doing? Peace, 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 people. This is For Black Righteous Folks Home, or you can call me For Black for short. We're going to look today at a Liberio, Americo Liberian. Americo Liberian. I keep forgetting how to pronounce it, but he is living in America. He was born here in America, but of course we have the history of freed slaves back in 1800s, I think like 1821, who decided to go back to Africa. They were sponsored by the government. The American Colonization Society sponsored these freed slaves to go away from America and to start a new beginning in Libya, not Libya, Lord, Liberia. And it did not really have the success that they could have long standing. There was a lot of wars. There was a lot of cannibalism and other weird stuff that happened during that time, and even enslaving folks on the ground. These people that went over there did that. It's a pretty complex history. I don't subscribe to the notion that I am related to those people that did decide to go to Liberia. That is their separate history. I don't know how they mix with the locals. If they did, they must have, if they've been there for hundreds of years, and I just claim myself, and I claim the people that stayed in America, that had the essence of what we went through collectively for hundreds of years, and we never fled, we never left. I describe myself as being Indigenous American, separate from other melanated people that come to America, because they have been hijacking the governmental names that they have issued to us throughout the years, like Black American or African American, especially African American. And it is convoluting who is who. And so I've decided to declare my own identity back in 2021. I wrote to the Black Caucus. I wrote to a attorney general. I declared at the post office my identity, and I will be writing again. I'm not quite sure to who. I'm still pondering what to say, but a lot will be said once I start writing, because of the fact that many Pan-Africans that are globalists, such as Americana, as y'all know, is running around thinking that she's going to make us foot bills to the debt of Africa, in particular Ghana. And so I was surfing the YouTube yesterday, and I came across this guy by the name, he goes by the channel Pan-African Unity. He goes by the title of Pan-African Unity. And I caught him another time where he was going in on FBA. He was going in on anyone that did not want to declare themselves as being African. And he crashed out then. But I did not record him crashing out. And I was like, oh, hell no. If he ever comes on here again, I'm sure he will be crashing out, and I'm going to catch it. And I did just that. I just simply put in the chat room that I was American, and certain things. I kind of trolled him a little bit, I guess you could say, because I wanted to see what his reaction, of course, would be to crash out, because a lot of these Pan-Africans are very high strung and emotional. They don't have no decorum. They don't know what boundaries should be set as far as respecting one's identity that is from America. And everybody globally feels like they have a word to give to Black Americans, better known as Black Americans, but I call us Indigenous Americans. They like to dictate what we're supposed to do, what we're supposed to believe, how we're supposed to feel. And they get very upset and emotional when you tell them what you want to be defined as versus being called African. They have it real bad on YouTube. People are declaring Black Americans, better known as Black Americans or Indigenous Americans, as being brainwashed because we're not buying into this Pan-African propaganda, and it is an agenda that is attached to our name specifically about, who are these Black Americans? Well, you kind of answered yourself when you said Black Americans a little bit. We've been known as being many names. We were called and classified many times throughout history. We have been through slavery. Also, we have heritage on this soil indigenous to America. Many of us do know that we have Black Indian history as well. We're multi-race people. I say, because I don't know enough about my history, because of how I was raised in a children's home and foster home, I don't have my mom's side of history, that I could have ancestry back to Africa, only because it's a hypothetical, it could be possible. But nonetheless, I'm multi-race, and I don't claim Africa. I don't claim to be African. I don't know the culture, the history, the language. I don't eat their food. I don't know their customs. I don't serve their God. I am truly an American only. And when you do come across one of these Pan-Africans, whomever they are, whether they're born in America or not, whether they were a part of the transatlantic slave trade years ago, hundreds of years ago or not, they have a feeling about me declaring myself as being American. They really think it's blasphemous to call yourself an American. And it's very bizarre that this has been going on for many years, that I've noticed, which got me really interested in why Pan-Africans were so bothered by what we call ourselves. But I want to give you an example of this guy and how he came unglued. You will see, and we'll discuss it. I hope that you guys would support by hitting the like button. I did catch the live of his yesterday, and I told him, I said, as a case study, I'm going to use this for my platform. And he was like, trying to, he was just crashing out. Let me get to that part, though. I hope that you guys will support. I'm trying to give people enough time to get in here before I start, because it is about it's about an hour long that he basically was acting the fool. But I want to show y'all that basically you cannot reason with these types of people. They really think that they are our overlords. Pan-Africans have declared us as being enemies to them for not, being submitted to the notion of the ideology of Pan-Africanism. I have never been a Pan-African. I didn't even know what Pan-Africanism was. About 2018 is when I discovered what it was, because of all the platforms that I went on, they kept bringing it up. And I was like, what the fuck is Pan-Africanism? Let me look it up, research it. And I got the gist that it began, in my mind, in London. They had their first convention or gathering about it in 1901, I want to say. They had this, the elites that were European, co-signing for Pan-Africanism then. In my theory, because the Europeans of London and Europe colonized different places of Africa and also other places around the globe with melanated people, they decided to make up this term Pan-Africanism to try to colonize Black Americans. And I believe that people such as Marcus Garvey was sent to influence, us back when in 1900 to become Pan-Africans, because we were in the height of really bad scenarios taking effect with racism and with burnings of what happened in Oklahoma, Tulsa, Oklahoma, what happened in, many other churches that were being burnt down. People were being lynched. People were being killed. People were being harassed. People were being demoralized. And so when he popped up and started talking about you can escape this scenario by just going back to Africa, some of them back when thought it might be a good option. But luckily for them, Marcus Garvey, well, not luckily because he was a scammer, but luckily that they did not end up going back to Africa. But he put a carrot in front of their face. He said that he was going to help them go back. He was going to do this, he was going to do that, but he stole money from the Americans of that time. He did mail fraud of that time. And I do not revere Marcus Garvey at all as being a hero, as being a legend, as being nothing at all. So when people bring up Pan-Africanism, I pretty much scoff at the notion of Pan-Africanism. It's never served anything for Black Americans. And the only thing that it serves is to usurp our monies towards greedy, beady-eyed leaders of Africa, such as Arikana, such as Ghana, such as the Ashanti Kingdom, which they're working on doing as we speak. And I've been talking about that religiously. So hopefully you guys got the memo by now about that. And I'm transitioning now to now show this Pan-African and his, character on YouTube. So let's get started with him. Let me get started with this. Please hit the like button. Please share this video and support. That would be great.
Oh, okay. How you doing? How you doing, man? 46? I'm 39. So we right here. Much respect, brother. How you doing, beautiful? Once you understand what's going on this channel right here, much respect to you. But if you just hear popping in, popping out, salute. Keep it moving. That's what's up, man. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to everybody who, you know what I'm saying, know what's going on. The last live I came in right there, they tried to block my shit. I was like, what? They tried to block my shit. I said, man, that's what they be doing. That's what they normally do. They always try to block this shit out. Try to damn stop us from being us. Make sure I share this live right here. We're gonna jump into topics. We'll jump into everything once everything get rolled. I got seven viewers right now, 5 likes. We're gonna jump into this shit right there. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you pay attention because I'm literally going to start a live stream. So I'm going to be on Twitch and all that shit so we can jump on that shit too. Yo, Lee, you from the Bronx, yo. My grandmother is pretty much like, she graduated from high school in the Bronx and everything too. So I got a connection to the Bronx too. But I was born in Queens and then moved to North Carolina. So I got the same shit on that shit right there. I've been having a good night. I've been really like vibing out. So if you toasting up, if you drink, toast up, let's toast up, let's vibe out. Let's vibe out. I just want to get more people in here. Y'all make sure y'all share the channel so we can jump into this shit right here. We're going to talk our shit. We're going to really like tap into everything that's been going on.
Again, this is a Americo Liberian. I don't know what timestamp I came in to troll him, but I know that he is hyper emotional and he is going to go berserk when I call myself American. He's drinking a little bit. He erases his videos before, if you do not record him. So I wanted to catch him in his essence as he gets going about, this so-called notion of unity. Again, unity is a figment of imagination. It is not nowhere to be found in Africa. It's nowhere to be found in other melanated places. But people like to fantasize about unity. They like to declare that this can be possible. But again, Pan-Africanism is trying to colonize Black Americans to Africa for their debt. That's what it means, in other words.
And if y'all on hip hop music, y'all know what's been going on as far as like how Black people been getting onto this, getting onto stream service and shit, and just telling all their business. And then the police been coming and jamming them up. And I call that FBA behavior because when you talk shit like that. You can't blame nobody but yourself. They get on these platforms. They talk about crazy shit. They just incriminate themselves. And this channel right here was not based off of that right there. But now that I've seen how niggas incriminate themselves, yeah, you're right. You're right, bro. You're right. Niggas just incriminate themselves. Get on all these platforms. If y'all familiar with No Jumper, niggas jump on No Jumper, niggas jump on Vlad TV, and they just incriminate themselves. But these Caucasians, listen to everything they saying. They're not gonna save them. They post everything up them niggas say. So they get on there, they feel like, well, me, when we watch them, I'm gonna tell them how street I am. I'm gonna tell them how real I am. And they just incriminate themselves. Shit weird as hell. And some crackers be sitting there like, all right, cool, yeah, go ahead and tell yourself. Then the feds contact them and everything gets shut down. Because now what they're doing right now, the RICO is coming in full force for black people. The RICO was started for the mafia. The RICO was started for the mafia, but the mafia was so much close-knit. They ain't never telling each other. But now that they grabbing black people for the RICO, now niggas is telling on each other left and right. Because everybody want the clout on the internet. Everybody want to get that shit. Oh, yeah, I did this, I did that. Back in the day, it was respected. Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. But nowadays, it's different. These niggas weird. Super weird. Super weird, bro. Super weird. It's so messed up, man. And I be wanting to screenshot this shit and post this shit up there, but it's like this channel was based off of another thing. That's why I have another channel called Flu TV. But I don't be having time during the day to really like post that shit on there. But even if I was doing that shit, niggas can't understand that shit. Niggas so weird, bro. They so weirded out. And niggas on so many drugs that they don't give a fuck. Nigga go in there and incriminate himself. Nigga be a known felon but showing guns on live. Like on live showing guns. This shit is weird, bro. Like, I don't understand these young niggas. I don't. I really don't understand these young niggas. That's why I call them FBA niggas. That's some FBA niggas. These niggas don't even really know what's going on. They don't know that it's a war against the system. They think about damn near, oh, I want to separate from being African. I want to be black. Man, that's weird, bro. This shit weird, bro. I don't understand. Yeah, it's clout. It's clout. And they don't even know that the clout word came from Jamaican niggas, Caribbean niggas were the first niggas who I knew came with the word clout. Jamaican niggas just like, yo, clout. You wanted clout. Now these American niggas talking about they invented clout. They don't even know what the fuck clout was. Clout was when you was getting your money and you was really out here in these streets, you was getting your money. I don't know police shit, but you was getting your shit, you had clout. Now they talking about clout. They act like they invented clout. Nah, clout came from the Caribbean. It came from the Africans. We had clout. We had clout. He was well respected wherever you went. Wherever you went, whatever you did in life, he was well respected. These young niggas don't know what's going on, bro. This shit weird, man. This shit weird, bro. This shit weird, man. This whole, I watched somebody put a post up today. It was like, yo, we should all go back to Africa and shit like that. You should see in the comment section. We're not Africans, we're Native Americans. Why do you niggas consider yourself Native American? What makes you feel like you're a Native American? What makes you feel like you're not African? I don't understand that shit. That's the weird shit that be happening. That's the weird shit the system puts on motherfuckers to make them feel like we'll teach you to love us and hate yourself. The fuck? Ain't nothing nobody.
I honor my ancestors that died and lived in America and basically sacrificed themselves for us to be where we are. It is not self-hate. I don't hate Africans, but I want to hold true to what the legacy and the identity that my ancestors built for us. And I am not allowing Africans that come to America to tell me anything about changing my identity to appease them. Who are they to me? They're nobody to me. So that's where that is.
Even before I knew my roots and I knew my true history in Africa, I was still like, I'm African. I'm African. I ain't like this shit right here. I'm African. The culture, everything, the vibe, everything come from Africa. Let me put on my vibe. Let me put on my Afro beats right now. Put on my Afro beats right now. Everything come from Africa. All the shit these niggas be going and shit like that. That shit started in Africa. Everything. Our roots go back to the motherland.
Again, they're trying to take credit for what we have accomplished in America. This is what Africans tend to try to do. And it's very bizarre and weird. I wish they would just respect what we accomplished and just go do what we did in their home countries and stop trying to take from us. But he won't. He's trying to credit everything that we accomplished to Africans. We started from scrap with nothing at all, with lost everything, lost culture, lost heritage, lost name, and we reinvented ourselves. But people are trying to tether themselves to us and claim it to be Africa. And it's just really weird.
We say you're African, not us. We are American. But you black and you talking about you.
That's me right there. I'm telling him that you're African, not us. We're American, and this is about to get him going.
American. All right, so I'm gonna ask you this question right here. What the fuck has America done for you? When the police look at you and look at me, you think they gonna say you American? Nigga, what do you own in America? What do you own? What do you own in America? What do you have more than me? I probably got way more money than you right now, and I ain't American. So you talking about you, we not African, we American. What the fuck have you had in America that made you feel like you American? When the crackers pull us over in the car, you think you gonna say you American, I'm African? You gonna look at it the same way. So please tell me what makes you feel like you American. Tell me that. Tell me that. My ancestors been American. Nigga, who the fuck you think your ancestors were? Who do you think your ancestors were, nigga? Your ancestors were me. Your ancestors were African, nigga. Who the fuck you think you were? Where you think you came from, nigga? You ain't come from no America, nigga. Yeah, alright, get the fuck off my page, you bitch ass nigga. Pussy. You a bitch ass nigga. You get the fuck off my page. Pussy.
So since I seen he just getting warmed up and he blocked me, I came in on another account at least 2 other times. So he's about to get going in a little bit. But here we go.
Yeah. You see what I'm talking about? Those are the motherfuckers right there. Those are the people right there. Those are the people right there. The ignorant niggas who think they from here. I always ask them the same question. What the fuck do you own? What do you own? What do you own? You don't own shit over here, nigga. You from a hood. You from a project over here, and them white people can still come wipe down your whole project. You can't stop it, nigga. They can tear down your whole community you was raised in, nigga. You can't stop it. You ain't no fucking American, nigga. Fuck out of here. Yeah, I'm real definitely emotional about that shit because I can't stand to see my black brothers and sisters brainwashed by that shit. Our ancestors died for the shit. Niggas stupid, man. They stupid as fuck, man. They stupid, man. They stupid. They don't got no understanding, man. Them niggas stupid. They easily influenced, easily brainwashed. Them motherfuckers stupid, man. Stupid individuals. Yeah, I'm emotional about that shit. I smack the shit out of a nigga. You tell me, yo, if I was sitting around my peers right now, and I grew up in America, I was born and raised in America, but I still know my history in Africa. My parents from Liberia. So if I seen an American nigga sit in front of me talking about he an American and he ain't no African, man, I'll smack the shit out that nigga. And every nigga who know me know I'm willing to go to the end of the rope for that shit right there. They know that. So I won't be no disrespect. So niggas can talk this shit online, but it ain't happening with me. They know that shit. And I've been in the penitentiary and all that shit. I did all that shit. Everything a black American said I did all that shit. So I dare niggas to disrespect me in my culture. I'm African, nigga. Don't call me no fucking American. I'm African, nigga. And I was raised in America. Born and raised in America. Weirdo niggas, man. Weirdo niggas. I'm sorry, man. Like, yo, that shit resonated because I can't stand to see my black brothers so fucking brainwashed. Our ancestors died for us to have our motherfucking own shit. They died for that shit. Everybody wants to get us back to Africa. Malcolm X, everybody, Marcus Garvey, all our ancestors, bro. They knew that it was African. But now you got these new day niggas who come and preaching that they're American. Nigga, you're not a fucking American, nigga. What has America done for you? What has America done for you? Yeah, we was born here, we was raised here, and of course, if anything happens, we gotta protect our family who's here. But what the fuck has America? Martin Delaney. Yes, sir. Yeah, Americo Liberian. Americo Liberian. That's what I am. That's what my ancestor is. Look up my great-great-grandfather. His name is William David Coleman. That's my great-great-grandfather. William David Coleman, the 13th president of Liberia, is my great-great-grandfather. I come from royalty. I come from a person who was an Americo Liberian. I come from people who was
so royalty that his ass won't take his ass back to Liberia when he's a grown-ass man. Talking all this shit, talking about all the hate he has for America, but he won't take his bitch ass back to Liberia. Fuck out of here.
Free slaves and women to Africa. So yeah, I stand on business. I stand on business, man. I stand on business, bro. Look up my great-great-grandfather. It's real shit, man. I don't play that shit, man. I don't play that shit. All that shit they be talking, that shit weird, man. I don't play that shit. Very passionate about this shit. I'm willing to die for this shit. That's why I come alive right now to talk my shit. I'm willing to die behind this shit. I die behind this shit. I die behind my respect as being an African raised in America. My ancestors died behind this shit. I die behind this shit too. I don't give a fuck. Ain't nobody gonna disrespect my lineage. My lineage come from Africa. I'm not American. I'm not a fucking Native American. No way possible.
I don't call myself a Native American. I call myself Indigenous American. They keep getting it all fucked up. We're multi-race people. We've been here since the Constitution or before the Constitution. We're claiming this land only, and they are really upset about that. And he wants to say that we are pretending to be the Alaskan-looking people from Siberia or something like that, that are light-skinned or whatever, but I don't claim them. But my father told me I have Cherokee Indian on my great-grandfather's side, so I'm rocking with that.
They did shit for me. America enslaved my people. America then brainwashed my people. They got them thinking the way these niggas be thinking now. America is the reason why I've got an FBA out right now. That bitch-ass nigga. But I stand behind my business. I don't give a fuck what they do. They can do whatever they want to do to me. I done been in prison. Only thing I ain't seen is the graveyard. That's it. That's the only thing I ain't seen. I done already seen penitentiary. Can't scare me with that. I survived that motherfucker for 5.5 years. I don't give a fuck. That's real shit. They can do whatever the fuck they want to do. I'm gonna speak my truth. People weird, man. People weird, man. It's like they worse. They worse than the white Americans. Whether you like it or not, you're American. You are Americanized, influenced every day by it. Man, you a weirdo. Get the fuck out. And your name is Mozart Lumumba? Man, you a weirdo. Get the fuck off the channel, bro. Get the fuck off here, bro. You weird as fuck. You American, nigga. I ain't American, nigga. I'm not American. I was born here, but it's not my land, nigga. This is not my land, nigga. I'm African. I'm African, nigga. I'm African. What the fuck you talking about? What the fuck America did for me? What America did for me? My people struggle every day. Every day. Every day I look at the internet, I look at in life and shit like that, black people struggling. What the fuck? Why am I claim somewhere where they ain't got no shit? They don't have no respect for black people in America. Why the fuck I'm gonna claim somewhere where they don't have no respect for us? Fuck you talking about, nigga? I'm African, nigga. When I go to Africa, I feel good. I feel embraced, nigga. When I come to America, nigga, I don't feel shit. I don't feel no love, nigga. I don't even feel love from niggas like you, nigga. And you look just like me. The fuck you talking about? You ain't being real, nigga. You being a fucking weirdo. You a coon. You a fucking raccoon, nigga. You ain't being real. Fuck you talking about? Get the fuck off my page, man. Get out of here. Fuck out of here. Stupid ass nigga. Can't stand you ignorant black niggas. I can't stand you niggas. I can't stand you niggas who are motherfucking weirdos. Y'all niggas is brainwashed by the system. Y'all would talk to hate yourself and hate where you come from and love everything they taught you. You fake ass niggas. Can't stand you niggas. Fuck off my channel. Tired of dealing with y'all niggas, man. If you don't know you African and you got the same melanin skin I got, nigga, fuck you. Fuck you and fuck everything you stand for, nigga. Fuck the people who taught you that shit. To hate yourself. Yeah. That's what my ancestors died for. Nat Turner died for this shit. Malcolm X died for this shit. Marcus Garvey died for this shit. Fuck you talking about? Patrick Lumumba died for this shit. Hey, yo. All my people who understand me, man, I'm so passionate behind this shit because I see it so weird. And you know what's happening? Right now, what's happening is they're changing history. They are changing. Right now, we already got the white people taking our history out of school, right? They're taking our history out of school. So now we got black people who are furthermore feeding into that negative shit of saying you're African. They're making us forget our roots, nigga. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to make us forget our roots and forget the shit that we went through. Yeah, they turn their grave, brother. They turn their grave. All of the greats turn their grave. They turn their grave right now because we got so many ignorant niggas out here, bro, that's trying to forget about their history. They so brainwashed, man. And it's stupid because I always ask them, nigga, what has America done for you? What has America done for you? What did it done for you? What did it done for you? Shit weird as fuck, man. And I'm at the point in my life, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Y'all want all my people to go back to Africa. I want my people to feel that shit. I want my people to go back to Africa and understand and feel that shit and feel the love and get embraced by the love. I don't give a fuck about this shit right here, man. I hate I was even here. I hate I was even born here to go through this shit right here. To go through the brainwash shit. When you in school, they teaching you that you ain't shit. From the time you in fucking 4th grade in school, they teaching you that you was a slave. They taught you that you was a slave. This shit crazy, man. What you say? I leave my arm and say Africa. Oh, that's a fact. You motherfuckers is embarrassed. Yeah, you a fact, bro. That's real shit, bro. These motherfuckers weird, bro. These motherfuckers are weird. They're extremely weird. It's been history that they made us feel like we're supposed to not worry about Africa. They showed us that Africa was where you was over there, you got flies on your face and shit like that. They taught us that shit right there, right? But now niggas is so past that shit that niggas can go back to Africa and see what it's really about. But you got these coon ass niggas over here who gonna reciprocate what the white motherfuckers told them. Africa is not where you're supposed to be at. Africa is the jungle.
We were only invited for the dead of Africa. It's a big scam, a scheme, a con game. They don't give a damn about Black Americans. They just want to take from us and leave us with absolutely nothing. This is what the real scoop is all about. This is what I disclose on this platform. And he is delusional because he thinks that these leaders really care about the common people on the ground, and they don't. That's why their places are fucked up where they are, or where they come from, rather.
With zebras and lions, like, what the fuck, nigga? Go see for yourself, nigga. The same niggas that's telling them niggas that shit is the same niggas who go vacation in Africa. Weirdo niggas, man. Weirdo niggas. Yeah, bro. Salute to you, G-Rock. Salute to you, brother. Salute to you. Man, y'all niggas, bro. As much as this internet, right? This internet gonna stop us from being what we supposed to be, right? As much as the internet trying to stop us, bro. Once we spread the word and we meet like-minded people, bro, they can't stop us, bro. They can't stop us. What Pac said, Pac said, it's a million motherfuckers feeling just like me. It's a million motherfuckers feeling just like me. Just like me. I ain't the only one. I ain't the only one feeling this way. I'm not the only one. Salute to all y'all. You know, we used to being over here living in America, so we feel like we can only go but a certain extent. But I'm to that point where, like, I'm like, go back to Liberia. Bitch ass nigga, where you gonna go back to? You gonna go back to the hood when the crackers come over there and tear your hood down, nigga, and erase your whole history, nigga? You don't own shit in your hood, nigga. Where hood you from? What city you from? You don't own a motherfucking thing over there, nigga. You pussy. You get off my page. Pussy. You don't own a motherfucking thing in your hood, nigga. The cracker come down and wipe your whole hood out, nigga. The cracker can't wipe my country out. He can't do it. The cracker can't do it. Even if he want to do it, he can't do it. But he can wipe your shit out, though, bitch bitch ass nigga. Yeah, they gonna redline his hood. They gonna tear that whole shit down. And guess what you gonna say? Yo, my grandma's house got torn down. They built the highway, motherfucker. But using Africa, guess what? They can't do that shit, nigga. They can't do that shit in Africa, nigga. Once you got your shit, that's your shit. Ain't nobody gonna do shit to your shit. You had that shit for hundreds of years. Yeah, that's what he do. Them niggas used to that shit. They used to that shit. They used to. Weirdo niggas. Weirdo niggas.
Of course, we know better than that. The land scams that's in Ghana, the different things that they make you buy if you try to build a house and everything, they can compensate all that stuff. It is not like they're working with you to really make sure that you're not scammed. You're just a sitting duck in Africa. That's what I've discovered, but yet he wants to worship Africa. He has every right to worship Africa because he's actually African from Liberia, but I can't say the same. And I will not let nobody bully me or make me feel anything. And so I'm trolling his ass. Let's continue.
I can deal with them people all night. You know what? I shouldn't be blocking them. I should leave them on here because I want to see what they talk about. So if the next person that come on here with the FBA shit, I'm gonna leave them on here, bro. I ain't gonna block them off no more. I want to hear what they gotta say. I want to hear what they gotta say. I'm gonna leave them on here. I'm gonna leave them on here. Yep, in his own hood. In his own hood, he gentrify his own hood. The white people will move right next door to him. His stupid ass can't come outside no more. Can't come outside no more. I ain't gonna block him, bro. I ain't gonna block him. I'm gonna leave him on here. I'm gonna leave him on here. I get upset, and I get irrational because I'm so used to since I had this page, I look at my comment section. They be talking crazy shit. So I'm used to getting them the fuck out of there. But I'm gonna leave them on here. I'm gonna let them talk. 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 Motherfuckers weird as hell, man. Let me play my Nipsey Hustle. I'm gonna let them talk, debunk everything they say. I'm gonna call them out to the point they gonna want to kill themselves when I get done with them. When I get done talking to their ass, they gonna be like, damn, they gonna have a real reality check when I get done talking to them. Yeah, it's flawed. It's flawed as fuck. It's lies. It's a nigga. The FBA came from a nigga who wanted his own wealth, and he seemed like, yo, you know what? Black people so separated anyway, so they told him, they said, you know what, cause more separation. He jumped in that shit. They pay him. They fund him. The reason why my channel, you see, since I've been on live, I haven't passed 11 views, right? I'm staying on that shit. My channel has not, I had my channel 3 years, my channel has not touched 1,000 subscribers, none of that shit. And all I do is speak real. I speak real to my people. You know what they doing, man? They want us separated, bro. They want us separated. Oh, here you go right here. So when you go to Liberia, nigga, I've been in Liberia, nigga. I've been in Liberia. I'm here trying to get niggas like you to understand and go to Liberia, nigga. Why don't you go visit Liberia, nigga? I will fund you to go to Liberia and see that right there. What your name? For black, blunt, but truthful. Okay, yeah. I want you, your leader, Tariq Nasheed, has been in Liberia. He's been there. Yeah, he stole that shit. Yeah. For black blunt. Screenshot that shit and send it to Tariq Nasheed. I guarantee he don't want no parts of it. He would never get on live and talk to me. He would never do that. I debunk everything that nigga talking about. And if I see a nigga in the street, allegedly I'll slap the shit out of him. Allegedly I will slap the shit out of that nigga. Allegedly. Yeah. Screen record all this shit and send it to him. Allegedly I'll slap the shit out of him. Tell him that right there. Allegedly. Then he'll see what's up with real African, real black people. real hard brute people. Malcolm X reincarnated, Nat Turner reincarnated. Guess what? They won't do me like Nat Turner. I ain't gonna have no mole in my circle to tell the white people what's going on. I eat his food before you go tell the white people what's going on. Yeah, so go tell Tariq how we do. Pussies. Straight, I ain't gonna block you no more, nigga. Talk, you hear it, talk. Speak what you wanna say, pussy. Yeah, Tariq had me blocked for 3 years. I can't stand to hear a nigga say he a Native American. What? Nigga, you a Native American, nigga? What the fuck? Nigga, what are you? Alright, so if you a Native American, where's your reservation? What's your tribe and what's your language? That's why I asked niggas. I said, you a Native American, right?
And Africans actually think, some of them, that we have to prove something to them. I don't got to prove nothing to you. I'm not a Native American. I am an indigenous American. But good enough is what I say, just like what you say about where you're from. You don't get to dictate shit to me. And I was trolling him right now. And he's about to really go off in the next segment of this video. I'm so glad that I caught it, because he basically threatened FBAs or anyone that's calling themselves American, and all that you're going to see is going to get worse and worse and worse.
Where's your reservation? Where's your reparations? Where's your tribe? And what's your native language? That's what I asked them. They can't even answer that shit. Oh, nigga, I'm Black American, nigga. I'm from such and such. Nigga, all right there, nigga. You from Tariq backyard, you pussy. You live in Tariq backyard. You live on his backyard in the phone. Bitch ass nigga. Yeah, he did 1804. He know what's up. That nigga knows that nigga's smart. He's smart as hell. He got a whole bunch of stupid, ignorant, brainwashed Negroes who follow him. I ain't Native American, I'm indigenous American. Oh, nigga, what's your tribe? What land you on? What land you on? Do you own your hood? What hood you from? What city you from? Do you own anything there? You ain't native, but you indigenous. So where your reservation at? Where's your reparations? Like, what do you own? What do you own? Tell me. What language do you speak? Yo, you see how stupid it sounds? Yo, these things weird. These is weird. These is weird. These is super weird. This nigga don't even know what he's saying, brother. He don't even know what he's saying. He don't even know what he's saying. Whole clown. He don't even know. He just listened to what the she said, but you don't have no backing behind it. Land of the free. Yeah, okay, you better laugh behind that, nigga. What land of the free? Nigga, I guarantee you got cousins, uncles, brothers, sisters, everybody locked up. What land of the free? What's your language? Exactly. What's your language? Where your tribe? Where your tribe? Where your people's from? Where they from? What you own? What do you own? You clown. You a straight clown, man. Tariq got y'all niggas so brainwashed. Y'all can't even have regular conversations. You see, that nigga can't have regular conversations because what he does is he block people when they start talking that real shit. He block people when he start trolling. That's all he do is he troll. You ain't no fucking damn near. You ain't no motherfucking Native American, indigenous American, what you want to say, nigga. You ain't from here, nigga. You from Africa, nigga. What the fuck you talking about? Weirdo. Ain't nobody locked up. Ain't nobody locked up but you and you deported. Nigga, I can't get deported. I'm an American citizen, you stupid motherfucker. I can't get deported.
He's American citizen. Well, he likes that title, but he doesn't want us calling ourselves Americans when we've been here the whole entire time. We didn't leave to go back anywhere. His kind decided to leave in 1800, and now he's claiming to be an American citizen because he doesn't want to be deported to Liberia. Make it make sense, y'all.
No way. I'm an American citizen, and I'm an American Liberian, so it's double time. Nigga, I ain't get deported nowhere, you pussy. I ain't get deported nowhere. I can't go nowhere but here, nigga. I can go to Africa because I want to be in Africa, nigga, but they can't deport me from here, nigga. I'm a citizen, you bitch ass nigga. I was born here, nigga. My family came from here, nigga. My roots is here, nigga, and in Africa. You bitch ass nigga. What the fuck you talking about? Where your roots? What city you from, bro? Just tell me what city you from so I can tell you about yourself. What city you from? Matter of fact, go look up Americo Liberians and you'll see who I am. So you'll know I can't get deported. Americo Liberians are really civilization of Black America. We were the free slaves who went back to Africa and claimed the shit over there, and then we still over here, nigga. So yeah, we really FBA, nigga. Who are you? Where can you go back? When America.
And of course, they want to hijack FBA. That's what they are always up to doing, hijacking anything that we invent, anything that we claim. I'm pretty sure he might say he's indigenous eventually. He might call himself indigenous American before long. But again, this is an African from Liberia, or his family's from Liberia. And he is butthurt because I said I was an American. I was trolling him because I knew he was going to act a fool, and it gets a lot better as it keeps going. Let's go. This is a case study of a Pan-African crashing out on YouTube.
Hey, yo, this shit's weird, man. These niggas so ignorant, bro. Niggas so ignorant. So ignorant. It's funny to me. That shit weird. Run it up. Hey, look. Nipsey Hussle. That's another real African nigga. That nigga claim his African shit. And he from the land. He gangbang everything. Nipsey Hussle's another real one. African. He claim his African shit all the time. You ain't us. Your people fled to Liberia. What?
That's me trolling.
My people fled to Liberia. You weirdo. Hey yo. My people understood that we were from Africa, and when the opportunity presented themselves, when them crackers want to get us out of America, my people went to Liberia, nigga. You weird ass nigga. You weird ass nigga. Do your history. Stop listening to Tariq Nasheed. He lying to you, brother. Because, brother, when you get around people like me, bro, you get slapped up. Nigga, I promise you, nigga. Allegedly, you get slapped up. Allegedly, you might be put in a trunk. Allegedly. So let's leave it like that. Y'all better y'all better talk that shit online, nigga. When you talk that shit in the public, allegedly, you may get put in the trunk. Allegedly. I'm not saying nothing. No, allegedly. Born in the 80s, your mama. Grew up on. Allegedly. Simple-minded as a motherfucker. They simple-minded. But allegedly, if they talk what they talk right now, allegedly something might happen to them. Allegedly. I don't know. Allegedly something happened to them. So they better keep that shit online. They keep that shit online because they know about African motherfuckers too, boy. African niggas, we don't play that game. We don't play that shit right there. African niggas do not play that shit right there. Allegedly. It's got to the point right now. I done had this channel for 3 years. I'm trying to get in touch with my people. And I was making my videos, like doing my shit. But guess what? I'm going to start going live because I want motherfuckers to see my face, know what it is. I'm real. Like when they talk about that, like I'm real. I'm one of the real ones. So I don't give a damn. And I've lived my life. I'm 39 years old. I live my life.
He's cosplaying Black Americans or Indigenous American, better known as Indigenous Americans. He sounds like us. He's looking like us. He's acting like us, but he's not quite like us. Again, his history is the freed slaves in 1800 went to Liberia, did their own war and had their own situations over there. I do not claim Liberia or what do you call Americo Liberians because, again, our people, my people stayed in America this whole entire time. We have our own identity that we're trying to get together, gather ourselves up as one people here in America. And these Pan-Africans are so butthurt that we're not following their lead and they're not able to dictate to us. And that's the issue that Pan-Africans have. Let's go. And I'm going to come to the chat room in just a moment.
I did everything. I've seen all the places. I've seen all the countries, so it don't matter. Africans can't be Nigerians, Ethiopians can't be Senegalese, Somali, Caribbeans can't be Jamaican, Haitians, Barbados, but we can't be Black Americans. We are from America, dude. Yo, all I'm gonna tell you to do is what her name is? Kakakari. And you got an African name, right? All right, check this out. Columbus said he saw copper skin and in America that was from Africa. Columbus has diary that he wrote. So do your research. Columbus says he's in a diary that African artifacts was over here.
Okay, so I want to read what you guys' comments are, and then we'll get to the second part, which is going to be more interesting because he's been drinking and he's going to go on a full scale crash out. He's going to be the crash dummy that I know Pan-Africans are. And I kept trolling him after he kept blocking me. So I am the one antagonizing him on purpose because I wanted y'all to see what they really think while he was drinking and stuff. So let me see what you guys have to say in the chat room, and then I'll start with the second part of the video. Let me go back up. Thank y'all for coming through. If you have not yet, please like and share the video. I would greatly appreciate that. Duck Duck Goose says false. He's capping. The media been telling on each other since day one. Exactly. And you said Native Americans made up. He ain't lying. Okay. LOL, where my Afro beats? I know. Caleb says, born here, dummy. Black folks lost the script. Well, we're not following anybody's Pan-African nothing because it's always been a scam. And now I fully understand what Pan-Africanism is. It's about enslaving, re-enslaving indigenous Americans to Africa for debt. They would like us to be debt slaves for them. In particular, Ghana has this agenda against us with Arikana as the lead witch bitch of the movement. And I've already got confirmation about it. I've been talking about her for a while, and I hope that you guys would support by looking at the other videos that I've done before to catch up on all that information. You said if only you trolled him as a proud FBA sis. I'm sorry, I cannot rock with FBA because they're going to be considered a hate group eventually. And I don't want no ties with that, with my claim as being American and indigenous here. I can't allow one person to pretty much muddy the water with my identity because of how he acts on YouTube. He does sometimes do a good job explaining certain things, but other times he does go too far with attacks and whatnot. And so because he goes too far, a little bit too comfortable for me and my taste, and he's not doing anything off of YouTube to make it officially known in other places in government and whatnot, I can't rock with FBA. I'm sorry. I have to do it alone because he's not serious enough. But I understand what you're saying, Duck Duck Goose. Is better to have some type of identity that people are aware of versus not. But they'll get indigenous more. Indigenous American needs to be, in my opinion, the identity of those that have been here this whole entire time because we are indigenous to America. We were here since the beginning of America, since the Constitution was here. We are designating ourselves as indigenous Americans from immigrants that have come over here, usurping the African American title and Black American title, because again, you get confused with them doing that. Who is who? But I want to keep my identity. I don't want it to be deleted, or I don't want to be a block of Black and not have my own identity like every other melanated people have around the globe. Everybody has their own specific identity, their own flag, their own customs, their own heritage. Why can't we be separate as well and have our own identity? But for some strange reason, Pan-Africans have a problem with us declaring our own identity that they didn't designate for us to take on, which is African. And that African term is what they would like to colonize us with so that they can have access to our money and make us, indebted to their debt. And I'm not having none of that. My ancestors fought for me to be a freed person, a freedman. He or she did not fight for me to be colonized to Africa for debt. That is the dilemma that I'm seeing is going on, and I'm not having it. Yes, he was so angry for no reason. Exactly. Duck Duck Goose says he blocked you and made another account, sis. I made another account, but you gave him a wrench. As the man in the high castle asked me if I'm Black when I got Black blocked for changing my name. Duck Goose, I don't know, for instance, if you are who you say you are, if you bring that name back as the High Castle, the way I saw it, I will give you your wrench back. But for some strange reason, you're not able to make another account of the same thing. You can go back on your phone and do what you did before with another account and bring that back into the chat room, and I will give you back your wrench. It's as simple as that. Dominique says, all right, see you on the street, tribalism ass nigga. I'm not tribalism. I am declaring my own identity like you have, Dominique. If you cannot relate to that, I don't know what to tell you. Get over yourself. We're not worshiping Africa. Sorry about that. I'm sorry. I'm not going to ever do that. Get over yourself. What's up, Big Chief? That's why I voted for Trump. Exactly. Multi-race on hell. We are multi-race. We are not one thing anymore, Duck Goose. That's what I'm claiming over here. And you said he should move to Africa for 5 years, then he'll find out what he is. Exactly. Gavsty says, what has America done for me? Every day I look at the internet. That's what what has America done for him? And he stays in America. Why won't he go back to Liberia? If it's much better, what is he waiting on? Why does he gotta wait? Why come he can't go build Liberia? Why come he can't make the circumstances over there better for the people? Why come over here complaining to us about everything pertaining to Africa? We don't care. We're not there. So I'm not gonna allow him to dictate anything to me. Duck Goose says, that's why you report them to Homeland Security. Any video talking anti-American, report it. I'm not going to do all that, but I just want to give you guys an example of what Pan-Africans are on, and you will see more and more. He's going to come unglued and really go into it after the next segment of this video that I'm about to show. Your granddaddy says, oh my God, who is this emotional man? He's very upset. He's highly upset because I called myself Indigenous American. Of the Land says there are people all around the world that have skin his color and they're not African. Exactly. And Duck Goose says Nat Turner, he's claiming, oh hell no. Well, his people was here in America as slaves, so I guess he could technically claim the people of old that were slaves, but he still missed the mark as far as being totally a Black American. Totally an Indigenous American, because they fled. They went to Liberia. They made their own mark over there. They have their own history for the last 200 years. So we can't say we're the same people. We have designated ourselves as being one thing here in America that has never left America and don't want to leave America. That is the distinction. Other people want to or long to go to Africa. That's their prerogative. Why can't I have my own view? Why people are trying to force me to do something against my will? This is the problem of Pan-Africans. Of the Land says the thing that they're taking out the schools are the Pan-African lies that are responsible for making people like him think we are African. Is that right, Of the Land? Oh, I heard that. Big Chief says, maybe I'm tripping, but I could have sworn he claimed Queens, New York, which is in America. This guy is slow. He's claiming all kinds of stuff. Yes, very mentally delayed. And if he moved to Africa, they'll let him know he's not African, Of the Land says. Well, he's more African than we could ever be, because at least maybe he must have, maybe his bloodline intermingled with the locals over there, because they've been over there since 20. So that is of 200 years. So I'm pretty sure that maybe one of the people in this bloodline is from actual Liberia that is indigenous to Liberia. So he can claim whatever he wants. I don't get in the way of what other people claim for themselves. I let them tell me what they declare themselves as, and I respect it. That's the difference. I can respect him, but he just cannot respect me. Duck Goose says they taking that slave talk out of school too, hopefully this year. That don't need to be taught at school for the little babies that teaches them self-hate. That makes sense. You're right about that, because you get a hatred for white people, and then you internalize all the things about slavery, and you make that more or less your identity when you learn about it. And I don't think we should have that over us because we have overcome. So we are not looking back. We're looking forward and we're living in the present tense. And that's what Pan-Africans are upset with, because we don't bound ourselves to the slave trade. That's what the slave traders want us to do. That is when they can manipulate you and trick you into believing that you're obligated to their debt. That's what they're trying to do right now as I speak. Your granddaddy says, I'm really starting to believe a lot of these Pan-African pimps are being paid to knock us indigenous off of the path. Exactly. You're exactly right there. And you said, I thought you made a video yesterday and then I couldn't find it. No, I didn't go on yesterday. I was really exhausted. I needed to rest. The land says the only lineage that's been attempted to be erased is his indigenous American one. Exactly. Another land says all the West has to do is stop sending aid to Africa and things will start crumbling. Exactly, like right now with the USAID. The land says, wait a minute, this man is Liberian. How? His people migrated to Liberia back in the 1800s. He says that is his history he's claiming, and his family's from Liberia and they came back to America, and now he was born in America. So that's why he's saying he's a U.S. citizen as well as Americo Liberian. Duck Goose says, that's crazy. Unblock my screen name, Dodge. This is absurd. Troll this fool. He ain't no threat. DeVito, the song in the background is called Fall. But this dude was born in Atlanta to a billionaire. Africans, okay. Nobody's going to delete themselves from his bootleg info. Exactly. He's tripping. Nobody at all. Facts. He has inflated ego. He definitely has. And your granddaddy says, so if he's from Liberia, then why is he doing all this yelling for? He could just fly home to Liberia if he wants to. Exactly. But they don't want to go live in that awful situation going on in Liberia. They know better. He's been to visit so he can brag, but he won't stay. That's why I joked with him and I said, I hope you get deported. And he really got upset. Duck Goose says, that's why it disgusts me when indigenous folks repeat what Pan-Africans saying FBA has a leader or is a hate group. Y'all saying what they saying. Duck Goose, I'm only repeating what's being said. I'm just letting y'all know that, in my opinion, it could be targeted and labeled a hate group, and that all these immigrants that are over here are trying to make it so. It's not a figment of imagination. It's actually what's happening right now. That's why I don't want nothing to do with the FBA, because I don't want to be labeled a hate group. I want to hold my own weight and have my own identity. I don't want to be attached to Tariq Nasheed like that. But there's some positivity that comes from Tariq, and some of the things that he says is just sometimes he goes overboard with the tether talk and clowning Africans and whatnot, to where everybody could say, see, look at this Islamophobic. Look at this hate. Look at this self-hate. They are basically making a case against the FBA and ADOS. I don't want no part of that. I want to make a case for my own identity is what I want, free and clear of any influence outside of YouTube. Kit Kat says there are very few people that are Native American anymore. Exactly. And you said Other Land says, I don't think that Tariq claims Indigenous American FBA is a different title. I think he does claim that we were already here. Some of us were, but there was a percentage of Africans that came over here and intermingled with our situation of being over here already, and became us with a little bit of white people and whatnot. He does pretty much say what I say, that we're multi-race, we're not one thing, but he says there is indigenous ties to the land that people don't want us to acknowledge. That's what he does say. He said, I really love your channel and your thoughts on things. Thank you, Kit Kat. I really appreciate you. He has me confused on he's FBA or Liberian. I'm confused now. Well, he's Americo Liberian because, again, he left and he hates the title of FBA because he feels like that is blasphemous against or treacherous against Africans because you're not claiming to be African, and that's what he thinks we ought to all claim to be, and we're not going to do that. We know better than that. Other Land says, I know he's not bragging about being a Liberian. Even the Liberians don't accept the Black Americans that colonized them. Well, he wasn't exactly a Black American when they went over there. He was a freed slave. They were freed slaves at the time. They didn't get to the Civil War and all that kind of thing to become Americanized. So he's not an indigenous Black American like that. They didn't stay long enough to become indigenous American. They left. So that is his story, and he could tell whatever he wants to say about it. But I'm claiming my story, and that's my point. When did his people go to Liberia? They went in, I believe, 1821. Is when the American Colonization Society got together with the government, and they, I think, paid the cost for them to go over there and set up shop. Your granddaddy says, for Black, I had to hop off the live yesterday. African dude here at the hotel was in my room when I went to Walmart, caught him on my hidden camera, smelling my scrubs and underwear. Oh my God, your granddaddy, are you serious? Oh my God, that is ridiculous. Did you turn him in and tell on him about that? Or who was he to you? Was he a worker of yours? Was he one of those people that cleaned the rooms and whatnot that came in? African Goddess says, I don't know any Americo Liberians, so this is interesting. So basically they claim Africa and US at the same time. Yes, they do. Your granddaddy says, I'm heading home to South Africa first thing tomorrow. I heard that. He's confused too. Yes, he is. And when did his people go to Liberia, and when did they come back? Well, they never really fully came back until, you know, how America allowed the melanated people of the globe to come around, you know, 1960s or whatever. So I don't know exactly when they made their way back. They might have been refugees for all I know. I don't really know the whole scoop because he didn't really tell that. He's just claiming to be Americo Liberian, and that's his bloodline. Your granddaddy says it's so sad how confused he is, and even more hurtful that he has people listening to him. Yeah, he deleted the live. I hurried up and taped his whole entire live before he could remove it. African Goddess says, but according to some people, unlike my people in Sierra Leone, the Americo Liberians did not intermarry with the local Africans. Is that right? All right. Well, maybe he stayed in the vein of just staying among themselves, I guess. I don't know. I have to ask him that question if I ever get a chance, if he stopped blocking people. Please like, share, and subscribe. Beautiful people. Thank you for that. You said most of his facial features are American, not African. He doesn't even know the basics, how to identify groups. Does he have African Liberian blood? I don't even know. That's what I want to ask, since you guys are bringing it up to my attention. You said, I've worked with some Liberians and he doesn't favor them at all. Yeah, he doesn't favor them at all. He does kind of look like an American to me. So I don't know. Your granddaddy says, I'm just indigenous. I don't do the FBA and ADOS crap either. I'm just indigenous from ENC. What's ENC mean? Pinky, what's up, Pinky? Thank you for coming through. I really appreciate you. Kit Kat says, I'm Italian, Polish, German. Nobody talked about that because of World War II. My grandmother told me her grandmother was half African before she died. So I'm European, African American, or African American. No, I was born here. Wow. That's an interesting mix that you have there. Africa, from where, Kit Kat? And again, I respect everybody's viewpoint of what they like to declare themselves. Why can't people respect what we say? Yes, you're American, I'm American. Exactly. Pinky says that man is Liberian, not American. On the census, our American government will label him African, not African American. Okay. And welcome to the chat, everybody. Please hit the like. And Of the Land says, not all the indigenous Black Americans went to Liberia in the 1800s. Some went to the early 1900s and some after the 1960s. He looks like his family went later. Probably. I don't know. He could be lying for all I know, but he's claiming it. He got emotional. He's going to get way more emotional after I put this next taping of him. Pinky says the Africans and Caribbeans are already circulating a petition online to get ADOS and FBA labeled by the FBI as a hate group. That's what I already know, Pinky. So Duck Duck Goose is not a figment of our imagination that they're coming for FBA and ADOS. They're coming. That's why it's best for you to detach yourself from it and declare your own identity and speak for yourself. Don't let any group that may be labeled a hate group and target you to get you grouped up as a hater or potentially with the FBI being watching you and carrying on. I don't want to have no association with that. I'm not doing nothing but telling my truth. That's all I'm doing. He said, was that man born? Let me see. Oops, I accidentally got rid of it. Oh man, how did I do that? Let me go back. Was that man born? I lost my spot. Yeah, he was born in America. He was born in America. He's a U.S. citizen. There was no Americans in Liberia, Pinky says. Tariq should only be watched for entertainment, and that's it. Exactly. Pinky says, I don't know who he is, but if his people came here recently, he's African, not one of us. Another tether. He was born in America, but his family goes back to the Americo Liberian, he says. You said, I hope you had him arrested. I know that's right. Get that fool arrested. And of the land says, from what I can see in his face, he's indigenous American. His face and skin complexion says American, not African. He does look like one of us, but he says that's where he comes from. So I have to respect where his family says they're from. He says his family's from Liberia. So, hey, he said, yeah, I snitched and called the Wells Police Department too. The hotel management offered me another room, but no, I moved to another one up the road, but I'm safe. And yes, I also pressed charges. Thank goodness you did. That is crazy. Sniffing your panties and whatnot. Wow. Wow. They do be doing some outlandish stuff behind your back. Like, you can't trust all of them. Kit Kat says, from what I saw, he is very angry human being, especially talking to you like that. Yeah, I just simply said I'm indigenous American and then take all that extra stuff. And Y'all Granddaddy says, any other travel nurse in the chat, do not book anything in Wells, Maine, because this place is liberal and they may not even take this peeping Tom serious. Wow. That's crazy. Pinky says our government doesn't care what he looks like. He's African. Your granddaddy says Eastern North Carolina, my birthplace, but I live in rural South Carolina. Okay. And Of the Land says Kala, the man that wants us to build a city in Africa, looks more like a Liberian American than he does. Yeah, he got a big head. I don't know what Kala is, but he got a big ass head. That's all I know, like a Rockwaller. And you said Kala Genesis is Caribbean. Yeah, I think he is too. And Pinky says Biden imported pervs from Africa. Okay, so let's get back to listening to more of the rant because it's about to be more interesting. He's been drinking and he is mad because I'm trolling. And I'm just simply saying simple things like, if you love, Africa so much, then go back to Africa. Or I said I'm indigenous American, and he couldn't handle it. He could not handle it.
So who the fuck you think the Native Americans, which is the so-called Indians, who you think they are? They're Africans. They're African people. They're African people. Do the research. Do the fucking research. You ever heard of Mansa Musa? His brother came over here before anything. The fuck? Man, y'all niggas, y'all so stupid and so ignorant. The fuck you mean? You're not a fucking American. You're not American. What has America done for you? What has America done for you? What has America done for you? What have they done for you? What have they done for you? You are stupid. You are ignorant. You are an ignorant, stupid Negro. You are the Negroes that our ancestors talked about. You are the niggas who, when we try to start our revolution, y'all gonna fuck it up because y'all think y'all American. You stupid, ignorant motherfucker. dumb as hell. You're dumb as fuck. You're ignorant. Do your research. Ignorant. Y'all niggas funny, man. Y'all so funny. Y'all so funny, man. Y'all so funny. Y'all stupid. Nothing about y'all. Like, what the fuck? What do you mean? What has America done for you? Like, why do you want to erase yourself from Africa and claim that you're a Native American? Like, what has America done for you? That was Trump asked. What has America done for you? What it done for you? Huh? It's not triggering, bro, because I slap the shit out of you allegedly. But it's not triggering. It's just that I get tired of the ignorance. I get tired of the stupid shit. For you to think that you're a black man. You're the people who our ancestors talk about. Self-hate. Yes, that's what they are. The self-hatred. The self-hatred that you have amongst yourself. What have you been taught? Like, I don't understand. Go trace your roots and see where it came back from. Trace your roots. Trace your roots and tell me if it's indigenous American. Trace your roots. I guarantee it's going back to Africa. These people weird. They weird. I hope y'all screen recording me too. Post me on this shit. Do whatever. If I'm tired of the ignorance, man. The ignorance is bliss. And you know what? Ignorance has no age on it. Ignorance can come from the time you're 5 years old all the way to the time you're 75 years old. You can be ignorant. I met a lot of old ignorant motherfuckers. A lot of old ignorant motherfuckers who ain't even know nothing. They don't even know their history. They never read a book. You worship Africa, but not Africa, boy. You sound like a white supremacist. Get your stupid ass out of here, man. You sound so dumb, bro. You in the wrong space, bro. You in the wrong space. Bro. I'm an Americo Liberian, so you got Google on your phone. So type in Americo Liberians and read my history, nigga. Four black, blunt, but truthful. Type in your phone Americo Liberians and see who I am. Type in Americo Liberians, see who I am. I'm recording you now as a case study. Yeah, I got you too. You recorded too. You talking to my shit too. I wish I could see your face, you bitch ass nigga. We built America. Why? You know what? You know who built America? Africans, you stupid motherfucker. You're African. You are African. You're not fucking American. You're not a Native American. Where's your tribe? Where's your language? You're not American, bro. Like, Africans built America. That's who built America. Africans. The fuck are you talking about? You ain't built shit. The fuck are you talking about, man? Go let them crackers stick a needle in your arm so they can tell you where you from. Because them crackers know where they from, but it seems like you ignorant niggas don't know where you from. You ignorant, this is a reading the sheet of all these weird niggas telling you you a Native American. Bitch, you ain't no Native American. You from Africa, you stupid motherfucker. What's documented? Please tell me what's documented. What's documented? What is documented? Tell me what's documented to show that you are an American. You're a Native American. If you black, put your son in the car with black people in the car and see if that cracker gonna say, "Oh, you're a Native American. You're a Native American. You out of here. You stupid motherfucker." Listen to the reading and shit. You gonna lead y'all niggas to the hellhole. You gonna lead y'all down a bad path. Because when the revolution happened, y'all niggas gonna be left outside. We already know y'all niggas. We know y'all niggas. Stupid ass. Fuck.
When this revolutionary thing happens, I'll be at home chilling and watching the fucking news. Ain't nobody gonna have no revolutionary for no fucking anybody but myself. If I'm not gonna do it about myself and what I claim to be and what I want to have happen, I'm not doing nothing. I'm not raising a hand. But you can be a crash dummy all you want. You can be that crash dummy, Pan-African unity, dumbass bitch. Oh, come on.
Shit weird, man. Shit weird as hell, brother. Shit weird, bro. I don't understand these people, bro. So easily influenced. It's shown throughout history. Great grandparents have proven the European explorers have. The European explorers, when they first say, you know what? Hold on. Let me say this right here. Let me relax right here. I'm gonna take a breath. When Christopher Columbus first came to he discovered this right here, right? He documented in his diary that he seen African artifacts, and when he described the people have hair of wool, skin and brown. He described this in his documentation. He did this shit right here, right in his journal. All right, so if you know about Mansa Musa's brother, Abu Bakari.
Mansa Musa was a slave trader. I don't acknowledge any slave traders. I don't want to exalt slave traders. And a lot of Pan-Africans want to go and exalt slave traders. That's their prerogative, but I will never worship them. Sorry about that.
Took 2,000 ships from Africa, the Kingdom of Mali. The Kingdom of Mali was on the west coast of Africa. He took the ships over here, and then when they landed, they never came back. So when you say Native Americans, that's us. We are the first explorers. We the first people to explore. Africans are before Christopher Columbus. So when you ignorant Negroes get on here and try to say that, oh, yeah, we're over here, how the fuck you think you got here? How the fuck you think anybody with melanin in their skin got over here? How the fuck you think the Aztecs got over here? The Aztecs came from Africa too. The fuck you talking about? Like America, the climate is not even designed to birth a human being who's gonna have melanin in their skin. So how the fuck are you from here? Huh? There's no proof they created those ships. You see, you an ignorant motherfucker. I can't even talk to you. You just ignorant. I pray to God you don't teach your children that right there. I pray to God that you don't let the school system teach your children or you teach your children. You're just an ignorant motherfucker. Ignorant as fuck. Yes. The ships. Go through your history. Mansa Musa, Abu Bakari. Go look up Abu Bakari and see who was the first people to come. And then go look up Christopher Columbus' diary. Go look up his diary. It's documented. Go look at it. Christopher Columbus, when he came over, he said that he seen artifacts from Africa. That's when we was the first people to land over here. That's where the Native Americans came from. They came from us. They Africans. The fuck you talking about, man? Y'all niggas weird, man. Y'all niggas fucking weird, bro. Yeah, go look it up. I ain't telling you nothing I just made up in my mind. Go look it up. You see the thing about y'all Negroes, the thing about y'all niggas? Y'all don't look up nothing. Y'all listen to Tariq Nasheed tell y'all shit, and then y'all be like, oh, it's word, it's golden. Y'all some stupid niggas. The white people, you know what? The white people was probably already here when we got here. They was already here. Because you know what? The climate changes, bro. Like that shit takes the melanin out of this shit, so it changed. White people are, anyways, if you, all right, so I'm gonna take you right here. So, have you ever heard of Clarence 13X? Clarence 13X was the start of the 5%ers, right? So if you listen to the 5%ers theory of how white people were derived, he said they were derived from pigs. They came from pigs. White people are like a germ to us. White people with this skin tone is a germ to us. If you listen to that right there, I think that white people were us because the original man was in Africa. I think white people were us, but they were just like mutated. They were a mutation of us. You can believe, you can take it for a grain of salt if you want to. But I would rather do my own history and check that shit out than listen to a white motherfucker in the school tell me that shit. I know that Africa's the original man. Can y'all all agree with that? Can y'all all agree with that the original man came from Africa? The fuck you talking about? Hold on, let me read what he's talking about. Talking trash about Tariq when he's been doing stuff for the community. Bitch, I do shit for my community all the time, bitch. What the fuck you talking about? Or pussy, nigga. I do shit for my community all the time. What that nigga did? That nigga took 1.8 million or 1.6 million from y'all. He built a makeshift museum, nigga. The same shit you see in his museum, you go online and see it. The fuck you talking about? He had to tether himself over to our land and reap what we established. Yo, y'all niggas, the FBA niggas sound like white supremacists, yo. They sound like white supremacists talking to black people. Hold on, let me see what did Wardrobe say, because I ain't even catch this shit. Let me see what he's talking about. Tariq. Wardrobe. Proof of shit. Let me see what he's talking about. I don't even see what he had up there. I want to see what he's talking about. Because I got an answer for everything. Because I do my research myself. And then I know my true self. I know who I am. And when y'all talking about y'all Native Americans, bro, like, what the fuck? What are you talking about? He pimped the fuck out of them. Tariq been pimping these niggas for like 6, 7 years now. He been pimping them. The ignorant niggas though. He don't pimp niggas who know their history. He pimp the ignorant niggas. Africans come to America. It's a fact. It's a fact. Yeah, but you know, Abu Bakari, which is Mansa Musa's brother, Mansu Abu Bakari, was the first one who came and traveled over here from Africa. This is way, way, way before. This is before Christopher Columbus. This is way before. He had 2,000 ships that came over here, but they're not going to teach us that in school. They're not going to teach us that in school. You have not held any rallies for our reparations. Motherfucker, hold up. All right, I'm just going to read that first part right there, reparations, right? These crackers ain't finna give no niggas no reparations. They know we are the original man. They know we the most powerful motherfuckers on earth. They ain't finna give us no reparations. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. As much as I want it to happen, I know we deserve it. They ain't finna get that shit to us. So what he gonna do? Tariq Nasheed is gonna use the ploy of, oh yeah, I need y'all to support this right here because they gonna give us reparations. He ain't doing nothing that niggas ain't been doing since way back in the time. Niggas been doing that shit since the 1800s talking about reparations. Them crackers ain't finna give us that shit. Fuck you talking about? Only thing he doing is taking y'all money and leaving y'all astray because he know y'all gonna be out here talking that FBA shit. But guess what? Allegedly, if y'all talk that FBA shit in the street, allegedly an African motherfucker may put you in the trunk. Allegedly. So please know that. That's it. Please know that. Allegedly. It's all allegedly. Allegedly, you might go down a bad path by claiming FBA. That's all I'm saying. Allegedly. Because it's a lot. You know, let me tell you what's weird, right? Y'all niggas so stupid that it's so weird that you may be standing next to a motherfucker who look just like you, and you talking about, oh, you tether, you damn near, you sound like a white supremacist. That nigga might damn near do something to you, allegedly, and put you somewhere, allegedly, just because you want to be separated. I don't know. You better pray to your God. Tariq will be sitting in LA at his crib and he'll say, oh, Africans and Caribbeans took war against FBA, allegedly. Oh, they took war against FBA. They don't do it, allegedly. But you know, it might happen to y'all. So y'all better pay attention. Tariq and she gonna be sitting in LA riding his Bentley and shit like that while y'all being stupid out here calling y'all brothers and sisters tethers, calling y'all brothers and shit like y'all white supremacists. Allegedly. Yep. Let me go back. Let me read what they're talking about. Let me go back. You have not held any rally. Okay, I seen that right there. When our Caribbeans and Africans coming to help our battle reparations. Do you not know that Africans and Caribbeans were a part of the initial fight for reparations? Do you not know that? Do you not know they had people like Marcus Garvey? They had people like motherfucking Malcolm X. Like, do you not know that? Tariq Nasheed has got so down to the point where he started calling Malcolm X a tether. He said Malcolm X was a tether. He said Malcolm X was a tether. That's what he said. Nigga got so down bad on his shit that he called Malcolm X a tether. The fuck?
I don't think that he called Malcolm X a tether because he's half so-called FBA. So that is not true. But he's about to get more emotional. I forgot what I said to really get him going, but he's about to get there pretty soon. Let's go.
God don't sleep. He don't sleep. And allegedly, if y'all talk that crazy shit, allegedly, something might happen. Yeah, it's dirty work. That's dirty work, brother. That's dirty work. That nigga called Malcolm X a tether. The same Malcolm X, when you do that shit, when he was saluting Malcolm X, he talking shit about Malcolm X like, yo, I'm talking about modern Africans and Caribbeans. They have more power compared to a century ago. When are they coming here to assist us? You stupid motherfucker, they telling you to come home every day. If you look at the president of Mali, the president of Burkina Faso, like, they telling you to come home every day. What the fuck you want them to do? You want them to come knock on your door and say, come on, baby, come on home. You think you're going to do that? The white people still going to program you to feel like how you feel. The same way Tariq Nasheed is capitalizing off of your separation from Africa. It's the same way. The Africans not going to come over here and knock on your door and say, yo, come home. You stupid. Exactly. He We say he's selfish. He ain't fighting for you. You clown. Even Hadjador has said his doors are open to Black Americans. He said that shit since he got in the office. He said that shit. He said, come home. So what are you talking about? I'm just leaving your ignorant ass on here because my people said leave y'all on here, let y'all talk. You sound like a stupid. You see how ignorant niggas is, man? That's why all our leaders are dead. That's why all our leaders are dead because of ignorant people like that, man. That's why all our leaders are gone. All our leaders are gone because of ignorance like that. Yeah, I don't understand why they love America so much. I don't understand. I don't understand. What is America? I've always asked, what has America done for you? What have they done for you? You're a clown. You're a clown. The dude doesn't know what's going on in Africa. Oh, you on the page? You on the page with us? All right, brother. I got you. Yeah. That man has literally ran all the Europeans out of his country. Not only him, but the president of Mali, the president of Niger. They have ran all Europeans out of their country. They like, yo, we got all our resources here, so we're gonna manage this shit ourselves. They ran all of them out of here. Until the only way Africa will really get that shit foundation going on is if Nigeria runs them out of there. And then South Africa, Julius Malemo has ran their ass up out of there too. So we can't forget about Julius. Julius is running their ass up out of there too. Man, let me tell you something. And them people, they want us back home. They want us back home. They're like, why the fuck are y'all niggas over there struggling when y'all can come over there and bring all y'all resources back to us? Because you know what? Us as Black Americans.
Bingo. Bring all our resources back to them. That's what they desire. And they're all in cahoots on that. They want to bankrupt us. They want to defraud us. Listen to this.
We are the number one consumers. We spend trillions of dollars a year on their products, bro. We could go back home and take all our money that we spend on these products and shit like that out here and take it back home, and we take over the world. We take over the world, man. I'm talking that shit right now, this live shit, and I know this shit may be recorded, but guess what? I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. As long as this shit stay on here, they can do whatever they want to do to me. I just know what I know. I know what I know. I know what I know. Yo, Montero sauce. Yo, salute. Amateur sauce. Salute, bro. Salute. Yeah, facts. That's a fact. That's a fact, man. Look, if we got up today, like you say, I know it's probably like 4 or 5 of y'all on here who are really like responding like that. Imagine 4 or 5 of us leave and be like, yo, we're finna put our foundation back in our country, like back continent where we from, not the country. I'm from the country, I'm from Liberia, but we put our resources back in the continent of Africa, and we put all these resources back there. Man, we taking over the world, bro. We gonna get our shit like, and they show Africa as a place that's where like people are starving, flies on their face. All through school, all through grade school, they show Africa was just like this bad place you don't want to go back to. You can't survive over there. You're gonna be with animals and shit like that. But I lived in Africa for 6 months, and my family from Liberia. Like that shit ain't like that. Everything we got over here, we got over there. I promise you that. When I got off the plane, the people were saying welcome home. They told me welcome home. I would never forget that shit. The people were sitting there, welcome home, welcome home. I'm like, yo, everybody look like me. This shit real, man. This shit is real. Man. If y'all only knew. If Tariq Nasheed would take these niggas back to Africa, because if you go down his channel, in the beginning of time, nigga was going to Africa all the time. He was going over there. He was down there eating the food. He was living the culture. He made the documentary. He made Hidden Colors. He made 1804. Like he was talking about like Africa United. I guess the people got a hold of him and said, you know what? You can make more money if you call separation. He was like, yeah, hell yeah, separation. We ain't no Africans. They tell us. Lip smacking ass pussy. They tell us we Black Americans. Bitch ass nigga, man. Allegedly, I smack the shit out of that nigga. Allegedly, I will smack the shit out of him. Allegedly, my hand will go across the nigga's face, smack him. I guarantee he won't do nothing. because he ain't willing to go to places I'm gonna go. He ain't willing to go that place. No way possible. Allegedly though. Allegedly. Lip smacking. The motherfucker be sitting there listening to that lip smacking shit. The fuck? Nigga fruit, man. Nigga straight fruit. Bati boy. Straight Bati boy. Straight Bati boy. Yeah, that's a fact, brother. See it tell the smack what, but they won't. They won't do that. They won't do that. Because they will not speak that shit in public. They'll talk that shit online. They will speak that shit online. Like, oh, you tether. And when I hear them say that, like, in my mind, I'm hearing them say that, it's almost like a Caucasian calling me a nigga. Like they be like, oh, nigga, you nigga. That's why I hear that's what I hear mentally when I hear them say tether, like online. It's almost like a white person saying, you nigga, go back home, go back to your country. You got a black motherfucker who don't own shit over here, who don't got no motherfucker still here telling you to go back to your country. The fuck, nigga, the nerve of you to tell me to go back to my country. What the fuck do you have over here? They hold the same way. They do. So allegedly, I slapped the shit out of him. Nah, fuck that. That nigga talk about if you a Tariq Nasheed follower, that motherfucker be on his page talking about Africans and Caribbeans all the time. Don't nobody be coming at that nigga. Don't nobody come at that nigga. That nigga, he called divide. He doing divide and conquer. He called separation. And niggas like you follow that shit. I don't know whether you a man or a woman. But anyways, you a bitch. You a stupid motherfucker. That's what you are. So I don't give a fuck. You a stupid bitch. Fuck. Yeah, they took the same shit of white supremacists. They hate themselves. Self-hating niggas. Self-hating niggas. I'll be damn. A motherfucker, another black motherfucker tell somebody to go back to their homeland. A black person telling somebody to go back to their homeland. Where's your homeland? What the fuck do you own in America? What do you own? What do you own? Like, what block do you own? What buildings do you own? What do you own in America to tell somebody to go back home? What do you own? Weirdos. Shit crazy. Motherfuckers don't got a window. We own the entertainment industry. And you still don't own that. The Jewish motherfuckers own that. And they thriving off the ignorance of black Americans. They thriving off the ignorance. They thriving off that shit. The more ignorant a nigga is, like literally right now, if I was on my page right now, I was talking about, yo, I be killing niggas, I be smoking niggas, man, I don't give a fuck them niggas. The Jewish people like, hell yeah, come on, get this record deal. I'll be that motherfucker, I shot a nigga in the head, I drove by, I killed this nigga, da-da-da. They would love that shit right there. You stupid motherfucker. The Jewish people got control of the music industry. You stupid ass nigga. I don't know whether you're a woman or a man, but you a stupid motherfucker. And I pray to God that you don't teach your children that. I pray to God. Yeah, I know. Yeah, the ignorance of FBA. FBA is the ignorant shit. Right. Andrew 100. These dudes don't say go back to your homeland to the Chinese and white immigrant and Jewish, right? They don't say that because in every hood in America, there's a Chinese store, there's a fucking Chinese hood store in every hood in America.
And the reason why we probably say that to y'all is because y'all are always in our business and in our faces and you're trying to like control us. That's why we say go back to where you come from. The Chinese and all the other immigrants don't fuck with us like that. They leave us the fuck alone. They do their own thing. Somehow you guys won't get on that track of minding your own goddamn business and doing what you want to do here in America while leaving us the fuck alone. You're talking to us. You're demanding stuff of us. You're talking about we African. You're talking about we should care about Africa. That's why we tell you to go back fucking home. Get the fuck out of our faces.
Indian hood store, every hood in America, everywhere. Yo, thank you for saying that, Andrew. Thank you for saying that. They don't say that to them. They don't say that to them. They don't tell them to go back to their homeland. Pan-Africa above everything. They don't say that. I asked them where the people buried in the plantation. They never answer the question. They can't. They don't even know. They don't know. Yo, salute, Andrew. Salute, bro. Salute. This is Pan-African above everything. All our ancestors died for this shit right here, bro. And that's why I'm on here right now. I'm gonna speak my shit. I don't give a fuck what they do. You know what they do? They always cancel a nigga who try to bring us together. Anybody try to bring us together, they say, nah, hell nah, this nigga can't do this shit right here. But guess what? I'd rather die for something than die for nothing. I'd rather die for speaking my truth than die for nothing. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. I'ma speak this shit. As long as I got breath in my lungs, I'ma come on here and talk to y'all, to my people. You know what I'm saying? And then if y'all don't see me no more, y'all be like, damn, what happened to bruh? They probably done got me up out of here. It is what it is. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. You ain't being real. The fuck? What do you mean being real? You being ignorant. You being ignorant. What's his name? Kakarot. You being ignorant as fuck. You stupid. I hope that something that I said to you today or something you read in this chat will formulate your mind state to know that you're African. But you might be a white supremacist on here just trolling. You know what I'm saying? We never know who you are behind the screen. So, it is what it is, though. It is what it is. I just know that my people, we on the same page and we resonate with the same feelings, so it is what it is. Kakarot has a brain rot. That's a damn right. Yo. Yeah, Mansa Musa and Abu Bakari, who is his brother, do research on that, and you'll see that they were the first people who came from Africa to America. They're the first. They're the first ones that we know about as Africans. They're the first people we know about. This is before Christopher Columbus. Look up Christopher Columbus' journal. In his journal, he wrote that when he came to the Americas, he seen African artifacts and he seen people with hair of wool and skin of bronze, like the Bible. This is true facts. This is in the nigga Bible. I don't understand. Yeah, you are a brain rot though, but do your history though. Do your history. You're a brain rot. You are definitely a brain rot, so he ain't lie. You're definitely a brain rot because you don't even know. And I don't even know how old you are. But for you to be coming on here and speaking them weirdo points and shit like that and to have no backing and no backbone behind that shit, you're a weirdo. So you are Kakarot. So until you do your history, then you come back and holler at us. I love to have people in here who don't know what's up. Oh, you're 39, but you don't know nothing though. You don't know no facts. You know what people told you. You don't know nothing. You came on here speaking straight ignorance. You in the wrong room to speak ignorance. You don't know nothing. Just go do your research. Go read. What the nigga say? They say you want to hide something from a nigga, put it in a book. Yeah. You ain't read nothing. Yeah, you don't know nothing. Only thing you know is what Tariq and she done told you. That's the only thing you know. That nigga lied to you. The school system lied to you. Whatever city you from, the school system lied to you. You're a weirdo, man. Yeah. That's right. They confused. Just like that community. Yeah, they confused. What? Yo, you hit the nail on the coffin. They confused as fuck. I get tired of arguing with the ignorance because most of the people who claim FBA, they haven't done any research. They haven't done anything, no research about who they are as the original people. They have, the only thing they do is get on to read the shit live and they can listen to all the hatred, separation shit. But one thing I tell you, allegedly, that nigga will come to his demise, allegedly. He'll come to his demise because he's leading too many people astray. And there's too many people who really about that action. So what he would do is just sit in LA and stay away from everything. Like he would stay away from everything. He would just talk that shit and let the people go out there and do this shit. But allegedly, if there's a God in heaven, he'll come to his demise, allegedly. Allegedly, he will come to his demise. Because you can't continue to, after everything our ancestors been through in life, after all the struggles we've been through as black people in America, there's no way we'll continue to have a nigga who calls separation between us and he just sit back and just benefit and reap the benefits off this shit and have them people behind him backing him. Ain't gonna happen. Allegedly, something will happen to him eventually. So, it is what it is. Allegedly, I'm not saying nothing. I ain't saying nothing. So they listen, I'm not saying nothing. It's allegedly. And take me to court. It is what it is. Loose lips don't sing shit. I'm a real gangster. Allegedly. But it is what it is, man. That nigga can't lead our people astray like that for too much longer. No way possible. He causing too much separation, bro. Yeah, he do. He go to all the Caribbean countries for vacation. Look, the nigga will be sitting in Jamaica doing a live stream and talking about, man, these tethers. But the whole time he like, let me get some curry. Yo, these tethers right here. Yo, let me get some fufu. Yo, these tethers right here. That's what nigga be doing. That's what nigga do. The nigga be lying because niggas are so stupid. Niggas don't do their research, bro. But they don't. Yo, War Drum, salute to you, brother. Salute to you, brother. Salute to you, bro. You know what's up. You know what's up, man. That nigga talk all kind of shit about our people, bro. He talk all kind of shit about our people, but still the nigga is really like, he love the culture. He love everything about us. Like and I guarantee you when he go to these places, he don't talk that way how he be talking online. He be over there like, man, I love y'all, man. I love y'all. Embrace that shit. When he take his half, the nigga be saying, he like, yo, my wife is not no, she ain't no tether, like, you know what I'm saying? Nigga, your wife is half white. Like, your wife is half white. Your mother-in-law is fully white. Like, straight white. Yo, it's crazy, bro. It's crazy, man. I'm tired of doing that shit, bro. I'm tired of, like, but you know what? I was making my video and shit like that, but I'm gonna show face behind that shit because I fear no man. I fear nothing. I do not believe in Native American nonsense. However, our ancestors have not been in Africa for centuries. What is the point of trying to work with them? You see, brother, you know what? Just because you came respectfully, I'm going to just respond to you respectfully. I'm going to ask you, so what do you claim you are? Like, who are you? If you have melanin in your skin, who are you? I'm going to ask you that right there. Who are you? Because maybe you haven't seen my channel or you haven't, like gotten any kind of understanding. So I'm going to ask you, who are you? What do you claim to be? Taylor McIntyre, what do you claim to be, bro? Afro, my Western American, by nationality, identity. Okay, so if you already claim to be Afro, right? You claim to be Afro. Afro is short for African, right? All right, so check this out. What has America done for you to want to claim American side? So do you claim to be a Native American or something like that? Like, what? I'm gonna ask you, what has America done for you? What has America done for your family? Like what neighborhood are you from? Has America separated you from the rest of the black people? Because everybody who's really know they African, we all one and the same. We could be in the car together, and the police, when the Caucasian pulls over, they're not gonna say, yo, you American, you're African, you're Haitian, you're Caribbean. You know what? American, get out the car. We're gonna lock all the rest of these niggas up. The Caucasian, the system will look at us like that. So I'm asking you, like, what makes you feel like you want to separate from your true roots? What makes you want to just exile your true roots of being African? And you just said you were Afro, so Afro is African. I'm gonna ask you that right. I'm gonna let you answer too because I don't like to snap out. I'm saying I don't usually snap out on ignorance, but I want you to explain your ignorance. Explain your ignorance. What makes you feel you American? What land do you own? Like, if you're from a city and you're from a hood, do you own the hood? Do you own that? Damn, I read the first top of that shit, I was like, what? They help fight for our freedom. Hey, brother, I may not get through to you. I think that you on the wrong channel, bro. I'm way too more advanced for you, right? Because I think that you're like so deeply rooted because you don't know anything. So I'm not even gonna disrespect you. Only thing I'm gonna do is tell you, like, bro, research your history for yourself, bro. If you
Okay, y'all. I just wanted y'all to see that he threatened Tariq. He threatened us. He says that it's gonna come to a head with us not claiming to be African. But this is the sentiment of Pan-Africanism. This is what they're on. They try to play like they're going to be about unity and all that, but ultimately they're about control and being supreme and being superior over us. That's what it is. Man, that's crazy. Let me see what you guys have said. That was a guy who calls himself Pan-African Unity. And he only did, as far as I know, 2 lives. I caught the first live, but he deleted it before I could record it. And the second live, I said, if he ever comes on here again, I'm going to troll him and make him act out. And that's what he did. So, you know, they are unstable individuals that are Pan-Africans, and they really think that they have this authority over us to tell us what we're supposed to be calling ourselves. And if you don't call yourself African and you call yourself American, obviously that is a trigger word for him. But they're going to have to get over themselves, because we've been here way too long to stop calling ourselves American. And again, that ship has sailed. If I do have an ancestor from Africa, my ancestor wanted to stay here in America and bear it all and sacrifice for me to be where I'm at today. And we got this thing called the 14th Amendment. We have protections for our not being deported and all that. I am fighting to claim what my ancestors fought for. I'm not fighting for other groups of people. That's their problem to deal with. They need to figure out what to do about Africa. Unfortunately, most of those leaders that are over there now are not very good with being honest about helping their people out. In fact, I caught an old video before I come to the chat room. I caught an old video that Searcher Ruru had described 8 years ago about what is going on with Africa. And I want to showcase that before I get to the live with y'all. Hold on, let me find this video. Searcher Uru knows the truth about Africa leaders, and yet he still preaches about Africa every chance he gets. And it's unfortunate that he has sold out. He's kissed the ring, and now he's all about Africa and, you know, causing issues with Black Americans and arguing with us all the damn time about who we want to claim to be. But he knows the truth. He knew the truth. I hope I still have that video. He knows the truth, but yet he's playing dumb like he don't remember. And I hope that video is still up, because it was a really good video. Okay, here it is. And by the way, he knows that China is pretty much recolonizing Africa. He knows that the corrupt leaders have pillaged all the monies like Americo has, like the Ashanti Kingdom has, like the other leaders of Africa have been doing for decades and decades and decades, since the beginning of their becoming sovereign, independent. They've been pillaging a lot of money from these loans, from the IMF, from the World Bank, from the Chinese loans, and now they want to keep all their wealth that they pillaged, and they would like to insert us into this scheme of debt, slavery. I'm not going out like no bitch. I'm not serving no master in Africa. I'm not exalting no Ashanti Kingdom. I know what they're on, and I'm not down for them at all. So I'm declaring my own identity. I'm declaring what my purpose in America will be moving forward, and it's about America. I don't care that there are racist white people here. There's some white people that are not racist. There's other, you know, mixes and races of people that are here as well. As you know, the mass deportation, so many people are very upset and alarmed about the potential of being deported. The only people that are not tripping are the white and indigenous Americans. We can't be deported. But they want to preach to us and teach us this notion of we need to exalt Africa over ourselves. We need to be sacrificial lambs for Africans. That's for the Africans to go do. Now, we fought and we bled and we died here in America. I just want to acknowledge my ancestors that did that. And the fact that, you know, I'm honoring their struggle and their sacrifice. That is what I want to continue to do. I do not want to exalt past slave traders over my own ancestors here in America. I'm never going to do that. And that's what the dilemma is about Pan-Africanism and Pan-Africanists that are crashing out on YouTube every chance they get. They don't get why we won't be brainwashed by them. They've been working very hard on social media to brainwash y'all through Twitter Spaces and Facebook and YouTube. They've been preaching this brainwashing routine that we're all Africans and we need to go back to the roots and all this type of shit, that we don't know ourselves and we don't claim Africans, and all that stuff is not working, because I know the root of why they're doing what they're doing, and that is because of the debt that they have acquired, and they want us to share in the festivities of their debt that they have taken on themselves on purpose to enrich their lives. And here we have Searcher Uru 8 years ago telling the truth.
What's up, it's your boy Dynast. At the end of this video, make sure you go to www.diaspora.com. Check out our indigenous African art, jewelry, fashion, and accessories. Also go to searchforhuru.com. Check out the site, learn more information on the documentary we're shooting. Also contribute towards the documentary. Last but not least, go to amazon.com, search the name Dynast Amir. Check out the books I've written. They should come up when you search my name. Buy one. I made them affordable, so cop one. Wanted to shoot this video on, from what we've been told, which a lot of it is true. The majority of it is true in regards to Chinese and non-Africans coming in and rebuilding Africa. A lot of part of the reason why that's happening is, of course, a lot of our government officials are selling out the people and taking bribes from Chinese companies and non-African companies that come in and build the infrastructure, lace their pockets and get these contracts to build infrastructure. But what was revealed to me when I was in Mali, another reason why this is going on is because a lot of the African contractors just aren't showing up, or they are showing up. If they are rewarded with contracts, they're still in the money. Meaning, I was in Mali, and we were headed to, we were leaving Bamako, headed to Ségou. And, we were leaving the city, and I noticed there's a building being built under construction. And I asked my guide, my brother, like, hey, what's this building? What are they building? And it's supposed to be like some type of government building. And I noticed some black workers, some African workers, and then I noticed a Chinese guy. And, he obviously looked like he was a superintendent. So I asked him, I said, why are Chinese building everything in Mali and in Africa in general? Why aren't African-owned companies coming in and building Africa? And this is what he told me. He said, and then I asked him, are African companies not given the opportunity to, build Africa, or to build in Mali? Are they not awarded government contracts? Are they not given the opportunity to bid on these contracts? This is what he told me. He said, Dynast, a lot of times, oftentimes, the African companies are awarded the contracts. They're paid out some money, disperse some money from the government. They start the work and they don't finish. They take the money and they run. They dip. That's something similar that's going on in my neighborhood in the West End of Atlanta. You have these old houses that need to be renovated. People that buy the house not really knowing what they're getting into. They find these shady contractors that aren't reliable. And same thing, they start the work, they get paid, and they just disappear and dip. So that same shady contractor mentality is going on in Africa. So yes, a lot of these government officials are taking money under the table to award multinational companies to come in.
And they've been doing this for a long time. And so they have been really shit out of luck as far as paying back the monies, because they pocketed all that money. And so they came up with a scheme in 2017, I believe, when Ericana was then the ambassador to the United States, and her cronies and the Ashanti Kingdom and all of these greedy, beady-eyed people of Africa came up with a plan to insert us in their debt by love bombing us with this return of Africa. Love bombing us, telling us that we were their people. and then turned around and gaslit us and bashed us, talking about we're brainwashed if we don't claim to be African. Again, I've been around more than 50 years. This has never been an issue with Africans trying to force us into being something that we never called ourselves, but it has been going on since I've been on YouTube. Since 2018, I noticed it right away. And I wanted to get to the bottom of it all and figure out why all of a sudden all this interest in us. And I know now it is because of their debt, all the monies that they have siphoned from those loans, and they don't want to pay it back. They want us to be included in the festivities of their debt and be obligated and bound to debt. They would like us to become debt slaves to Africa. And that's not what I figure is being unity. That is not being honest. That is being sneaky. That is being deceitful and manipulative and outright evil. And I don't want no parts to do with Ghana at all. I don't give a damn how nice other people tell the story about how lovely it is to go to Ghana and all that type of talk. It's only lovely for now. And a lot of other people have sad songs to sing about Ghana. You know, there's been a recent flooding that's been going on, and one of the YouTubers are complaining that the landlord is not trying to give back money for her being flooded out. And that's the type of stuff that they have to deal with because they went up over there. But it's not my problem if Africa fails. It is Africans' problems. It's the leaders' problems. So they need to stop deflecting and putting all their issues on us. That's what they are trying to do. This is why this platform was built on exposing them, exposing this truth. I have already confirmed everything that I've been saying. And no, I am not African, and I'm not wanting to be colonized back to the debt of Africa. That's not my problem. That's not what my people fought for. And so they need to get the Africans that are actually from Africa and demand to get money from them to pay towards their debt. But I'm not going to have no part of that. So let's continue.
Build these infrastructure projects in Africa. But at the same time, a lot of Africans, you know, are in shady, dusty contractor mode and taking these funds that are dispersed to them to, you know, do the work, you know, that's agreed upon in these contracts, taking that money, not finishing the work, and then dipping with the money. So that's what's going on. I just wanted to share that.
Dipping with the money, and now they come back years later and said, oh, you know what? Those Black Americans, they have a spending power over $1 trillion. Why won't we tell them this lie about how long we've been missing them and how we need to unify and all this talk of Pan-Africanism and unity and solidarity, and we are all the same and we are one. Let's trick them into believing this facade of a lie because we're tribalism, we're tribal, and we don't give a damn about those old slave folks over there. But they do have money that we need and we want, and they don't deserve it because they're old slaves. So let's figure out a way to get that money from them by lying to them to their faces about who they are, lie to them about what they need to do for Africa, and put all the obligation on them because they don't pay remittances. They don't really travel outside of America. Let's flip the script on these people and bully them and mind fuck them into paying our debt. That's what they're doing. That's what the year return has been all about. That's what all this talk about unity has been all about. And the only people that don't really understand it are Black Americans or Indigenous Americans that have drank the Kool-Aid of this delusion and this invitation to Africa. They don't know that there's tactics in war. Africans can't come to America and attack us physically, but they can trick you. And that's what they've been doing. They're using soft tactics of trickery and manipulation to make us feel like we need to be involved in their debt without saying it. Of course, if they said, we want y'all to be our debt slaves again. That's what you guys were, we were selling y'all before. You guys were our property and our commodity. They can't come out and say that. And we want y'all again to use y'all up and spit you out like we did before. They can't say that. They have to clean it up. They have to make it sound, legit and sound like they're loving and caring, but none of those things they have in them. They don't have any love for us. In fact, they have disdain for us and jealousy for us, that we've been getting along very well without any of them. And that's why they figure that they can play this tune on us, and we will, drink their Kool-Aid. And many people, unfortunately, are. They're attaching themselves to that ADDI database that is rigged and hooked up to a $500 million debt that Americana has borrowed from, I believe, Akon. And I'm doing my best to try to expose this woman and all the other lying Pan-Africans that think that we are their slaves to be used and abused and spat out. I don't think that we should allow ourselves to be used like that. And so therefore, this is why I do my videos, to expose these types of people who think this way. But let me see what you guys have to say in the chat room. Oh, there's a little bit more before I go. Hold on.
And with that being said, there's a lot of Black-owned, Black American-owned companies, or if you're in the UK or part of the diaspora, there's some opportunities I could turn you on to in places like Mali as far as government contracts to come and build. Because, I mean, if, Africans don't see the value in it, and I'm not saying this, I'm not stereotyping or generalizing all Africans. I'm just saying if some Africans don't see the value in rebuilding Africa, well, then let the diaspora come and do it. For those.
Again, that's what he's been paid to do. He's kissed the ring, and he is on board with this agenda, and he is working very hard to sell us out. And it's unfortunate because I used to like Dynast, but now that I see what he's been doing and what he's been speaking on and how he's attacking our identity and not respecting us for just being Americans because that's not their agenda, I don't care for him anymore. Because he doesn't care what happens to us. He doesn't care about our outcomes. He don't care about us becoming unalived. He don't care about us being scammed. He don't care about us being vulnerable and used and dismissed like nothing, because he has kissed the ring and he has an allegiance now to Nigeria, Sierra Leone, and everybody else that wants to get their hands on us and our money. So but he knew the truth 8 years ago. He spoke this truth, and then he turned around at the very end talking about why can't we just go build? For the reason that you just stated, that they're corrupt. That's the reason why we can't build over there. They're corrupt. It would never be fair. It would never be anything beneficial to us except them using us and spinning us out accordingly. So that is where that stands. Let me see what you guys are saying. Pinky says the founding fathers called them white trash. Okay. Pinky also said this Liberian is not eligible for reparations if it's paid. They were here for slavery, but they weren't here for anything else. So I don't think so. But I'm pretty sure that they're going to try to have an argument to try to claim reparations, of course. Your granddaddy says he can't form one sentence without cussing, so he's lost his argument with me already. I hope he wakes up, because with those high cheekbones of his family, definitely he has some indigenous down. Yeah, I thought so too. But he says that his family comes from straight Liberian, that he's Americo Liberian. So maybe some of the genes kind of look like some of our genes, but he's still not one of us, especially with his mentality. Pinky says he sounds like he's threatening Americans. He definitely is. And I'm pretty sure many other Africans feel that same way. They are, pretending on YouTube, pretending in Twitter spaces that they want to be nice, but they really don't. They want us to be under their command. They want to be overlords to us. And we're not having any of that. So they're trying to gaslight us and tell us we're Islamic phobic and we're hating ourselves and all that type of crap talk. But it's not true. I don't hate anybody, and I don't hate myself. I love what my ancestors has accomplished here in America, and I am holding on to what they accomplished versus what they tell me I need to be accomplishing somewhere else. Frederick Douglass warned us about the American Colonization Society in the Lessons of the Hour. He warned that was the sentiment of the people in that time to get us to go to Africa, and that time would come again. And it is here right now. It is here right now. This is what's going on right now. They're trying to colonize us to Africa with their debt. Duck Duck Goose says he's saying what this channel's saying. Duck Duck Goose, I'm only repeating what is already a fact. people know that FBA has bin around for about 6-7 years. And a lot of the rhetoric of Tariq Nasheed has been really, could be perceived as being negative on you guys' behalf. But it's up to you to stay the way you are and believe what Tariq Nasheed is saying, staying on YouTube as he's casually making money off of y'all and not doing anything worthwhile off of YouTube. Yes, he went to a rally. He made money off of that rally before he went. He's always figuring out ways of making extra money on the side, and he includes you guys just for the purposes of getting more money. I see him as a grifter. I don't see him as someone that's really serious on YouTube, casual like he is. But you can believe what you want to believe in Tariq Nasheed, but I see beyond what Tariq Nasheed has been doing. And because it's been so long, 6 years at least, he has not taken it off of YouTube. He has not gone somewhere to legalize the name and put some respect on how he talks to not make y'all look in such a bad light. He's purposely, in my opinion, doing it because he does not care. He's making money off of grifting. That's the truth, in my opinion. But you can have your own opinion, and I can have mine. And I can stay respectful. You can believe what you want to believe, and that's that. The Land says most indigenous Black Americans aren't that concerned about reparations. The concept keeps getting reintroduced by tethers who are now running our organizations. Exactly. Pinky says Africans can't fight for themselves. How in the hell they can't fight for us? No, they can't. Sounds just like this channel. Duck Duck Goose says, you can, I just tell you the truth, Duck Duck Goose. I'm telling you the truth from my perspective. It is what it is. Pinky says, what is he saying? The same as this channel. Stop stretching the truth. Exactly. Please like, share, and subscribe. Beautiful people. Thank you. Anti-FBA. I'm not anti anything, but I do recognize what he's been doing for many years now, Duck Duck Goose. And I do recognize that other immigrants don't like FBA, don't like ADOS, don't like us claiming our identity, and they're trying to label FBA a hateful group is what they're trying to do. And will they become successful? I'm thinking it's a matter of time. It's a matter of time. There was an issue with the Manosphere long time ago, maybe a few years ago. Manosphere was also tapped by FBI as being hateful organization or group on YouTube before. It can happen, Duck Duck Goose. It's just a matter of when. Pinky says Africans over here in America spreading rhetoric that we ready to fight our government is dangerous. It is. I'm not fighting for nobody else but myself. These Africans who feel like a revolution should start in America need to go do that on their own. Don't try to think that we're going to be inclusive in that revolution fight for Africa. That's not my plight. That's not my fight. It's not my problem. And that is what it is. Your granddaddy says, no, it is not. Did you hear what she said about it being classified as a hate group now? Yes, they're trying to classify it as a hate group. There's already an article that I did about 2 videos ago where, what is it called? Black Agenda article came out labeling FBA and ADOS Islamophobic group, and they keep talking about it being an Islamophobic group. And many other people are working on flagging and showcasing it in such a bad way. It's just a matter of when it's going to pop up as one. And I just don't want to be associated with FBA at all. I believe in some of the things that Tariq Nasheed says because he is an indigenous American, and I do understand what is happening against us overall. And sometimes he does say a good word on different topics. I'll give him that. He's not dumb, but he just is not as balanced as he should be. And he should be more respectful and responsible for the group and the collective, but he's not. He makes too much money to care. You said, what do you represent? Golden Brown says, of the Land says, America allows his drunk behind to waste time on the internet. If he was in Africa, I'm sure his life would be more difficult and full of hard work. Exactly. Pinky says Americans don't want to be called FBA. We are Americans. Yeah, we don't want to risk anything in associating with a group on YouTube that stays on YouTube, and they are not balanced. They have to be more balanced. I understand making up the word tether. Sometimes you need to pull the word out every now and again for people that are hostile and they come at you very aggressive. Yes, I get that part. But sometimes you can have a balanced conversation and just let people know off the top, off the rip, look, we are riding with our own identity here in America. We are not from other places. That ship has sailed about Africa talk. We are our own people. Either you respect it or you don't. If you can't respect it, then leave us alone. And we're just making sure that we keep, our identity and our plight in mind when talking to other people. He could do it more respectful, but because he makes money making jokes, he makes money disrespecting Africans and Caribbeans, he's not going to stop. He's not going to be balanced. And I cannot allow myself to be affiliated with that. Y'all granddaddy nurse says, we must listen to knowledge and stop leading with emotions. This is why we are in this predicament now. Exactly. And you said exactly, he wouldn't last a week. Pinky says, why is he not in Africa talking as anti-American-ish? Because it's so easy to sit comfortably in America talking shit. And I wonder if Trump going to get wind about these Pan-Africans. I hope he will get wind by us to let it be known, like, look, you got some people that's anti-American, that is targeting Black Americans, indigenous to America, who is trying to make us share debts to Africa when we are not wanting to have anything to do with Africa. We are freed people of America. We fought through a lot of struggles caused by, white people and Africans, if that's true, from one of my ancestors. I do not want to have anything to do with a slave trader because they're very treacherous, lying individuals and conniving individuals. And you see what I see through Ericana, that is a fact. It's not a figment of imagination. And she definitely has an agenda against us. And that's why I do videos about her. Kit Kat says, my God, while no matter how much he rants, he's still an American. He was born here. He doesn't want to carry that label. He wants to disrespect it. But if he was to be deported to Liberia, I bet you he'd be talking about, I'm American then. I bet you he'll be screaming to the mountains, I'm American. African Goddess says, if he had a bigger platform, Trump would be sending him back to Liberia. He lacks sense. He was born here, African Goddess, so I guess he couldn't be sent back. He did do time in prison, he says, for 5.5 years. So he is a little hood. He's a little bit unraveled. He's a little bit touched in his head. He has displaced anger. He needs to figure out what to do about that anger that he has. And I suggest that he just take his ass back to Africa and live his life the way that he needs to lead it. But most of these people that talk all this shit about Pan-Africanism, they don't want to live in Africa for good because they see how uncomfortable that would be. So they just want to set up shop in America and talk shit to Americans, indigenous to America, which is us. Pinky says, who are you talking to and what are you saying to the Black D123? What did he say? Golden Brown says, Africa is not a monolith. That's right. It's not a monolith. And there is tribalism in Africa. And they have different things that they need to figure out on their own without trying to involve us into their madness. It's just crazy for them to try to include us. Your granddaddy says, exactly. And he will be the first one crying, not wanting to go. The jokes write themselves. Exactly. The land says, the reason why he slapped someone is because he's probably a bum and has nothing to lose if he goes to jail for it. He's had displaced anger. And, for whatever reason, he feels that Africa should be in a power position. He feels like Africa should be well established and whatnot, but it's not the fault of us. It's the fault of those leaders. They decided a long time ago to be sellouts, and I'm not going to clean up their mess and become a debt slave to them. That is not the option that I care to deal with. And so therefore, I'm steering clear of Africa. I am not African. I am an American. I don't give a damn what Africans say. I don't give a damn what Pan-Africans say. It is what it is. Pinky says this African fool doesn't know Tariq. If he thinks he will slap him and remember doing it, he will get beat down, then stomped out. I don't know if Tariq Nasheed could do all of that. He has a bad knee, but he definitely keeps security around him. Tariq Nasheed is no fool. He knows the rhetoric that he's been using, and the fact that he shows his face eventually might land him with some issue with an immigrant eventually. I'm just wondering when this going to pop off, if it's going to pop off at the museum or out and about. But eventually someone's going to check him or attempt to check him about saying tethers and disrespecting, in their mind, Africans. It's a matter of when. Other Land says he doesn't know that many indigenous Black Americans own properties in America. Boy, bye. Exactly. Pinky says, who is this fool? What's his channel? I'm going to troll him until he blocks me. It's called Pan-African Unity. I'll show the video before I move forward in another video about Marvin Sapp in a minute. I'm going to talk about that. But yeah, he talks against FBA. He talks against us declaring ourselves being anything but African. He got it bad. African Goddess says, why do people think their viewpoint is the only valid one? I don't know why, African Goddess. They just don't know how to respect boundaries. That's the issue right there. It's like respect. That's why I can't get along with many other groups of people, because they just don't respect our viewpoint. They think that we don't know anything, and they think that they should be dictating to us all the things in which we're supposed to say, how we feel, and what we claim to be. And, you know, that's not, I know we ain't got no real leaders anymore like Malcolm X or Martin Luther King or Frederick Douglass and all that, but we need to stand up for ourselves and let it be known that we're not no punks. And that's what I'm attempting to do with my channel. Your granddaddy nurse says we own properties and land and businesses and such. He sounds stupid. Exactly. Pinky says Africans are the only immigrants tethering to us. You people trying to tell us who we are. Exactly. Other Land says, yes, Tariq would beat this drunk down, and he's an American cosplaying an African. His words mean nothing. Of the Land, he says his people are from Liberia, and he claims that his history is tied to the Americo, Liberia. I'm going to take him for his word. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to say that he's one of us. If he doesn't claim it, I'm going to take his word for it. Golden Brown says, and you all don't tell the Aboriginal Australian people that they are from Africa. They don't tell nobody but us. Pinky says, but we're telling you Africans to go back, and we helped put Trump in office. Now you're gone. Bingo. And yes, he's definitely using FBA lingo. I don't use FBA lingo, duck, goose. I tell the truth. I'm an indigenous American. Some things I will sound like FBA because I am an indigenous American like they are. You know, I believe some of the stuff that Tariq Nasheed says, but I just don't like the way that he is grifting the group of people on YouTube, and I cannot rock with a grifter, unfortunately. Golden Brown says, what do you represent to Duck Goose? Pinky says, people out here know Tariq from the hood, that African will F around and find out. Yeah, he's going to have a beatdown. Well, Tariq's never going to allow himself to go out into public, I think, in large spaces without having some backup. He just is not dumb enough to do that. And he's rich enough to make sure that he's covered. So it is what it is. Other Land says, yes, his high cheekbones, skin tone, narrow nose, and chin, all indigenous American. He does look like he's one of us, but I'm taking him off of his word. Your granddaddy says, exactly, Tariq is from Alabama, raised in Detroit, so he can F around and find out if he wants to. And African Goddess says, unfortunately, he is doing a really bad job of putting forward the Pan-African argument. He canceled his argument. I think that Pan-Africans are Black supremacists. I think that they come to kind of have this thought of rulership and ownership over us. They think that's superior over us. They think that they should be owning us. They think that we should just be happy debt slaves for them. They're going to F around and find out that's not what we are on. Your granddaddy says he really does. He wants to belong. It's so sad. Pinky says Americans are at home. Leave us alone and go home. Pinky also says you Africans came to our home being tribal, and some of us are now not slow learners. Africans, Pan-Africans, time for you to go. Go it alone. Exactly. It's like you guys have more than enough people, especially in Africa. You know, I understand that it is a lot of tribalism going on and a lot of different religions going on and very crazy things happening in Africa, but I didn't do it. We didn't do it. You cannot put the blame on indigenous Americans, but that's what Pan-Africans are attempting to do, make us feel guilted and we're obligated to get involved and become debt slaves. Nah, I'm not going to become no debt slave for Africa. No. Pinky says separation. You Africans are not united. That's why you're in our homeland. If it was gravy on African continent, you wouldn't be here hating Americans. Exactly. That's exactly what they have is hate. Your granddaddy says I've lost 20 brain cells listening to this dude. Wow. Pinky says most of us could be called half white and we're Americans. Exactly. Pinky says Afro has nothing to do with African. Yeah, it was interesting that he said that, but he's just trying to relate us so bad to being African. Anything that he can use, he's going to try. Pinky says if he hates America so much, why is he here? Because he knows better. But yet he wants us to believe otherwise. And most of these immigrants that come over here, well, he's not an immigrant because he was born and raised here, but his mentality is an immigrant. He still wants us to put on a pedestal Africa and worship Africa. And that's not a benefit for me. African Goddess says, if you're living in the United States, you're benefiting from living in one of the safest countries in the world with probably the highest living standards, except maybe the Middle East. Okay. Pinky says he's way too advanced than me too. I heard that. He doesn't stop. He doesn't know how. Your granddaddy nurse says he is very emotionally distressed. It's sad that he won't look in the mirror and see who he really is. African Goddess says he is ill-informed. Not all Pan-Africans are unstable. Think it's a YouTube issue. It must be. I know that you claim to be a Pan-African African Goddess, but I think you're just a humanist. I don't really think you're Pan-African because, as you know, these people that claim to be a Pan-African are fraudsters. They're running a big con game on Americans right now. That's what's going on. Your granddaddy says it's clear the 14th Amendment was for us, but folks don't want to accept the truth. Exactly. African Goddess says, unfortunately, a lot of those YouTube Pan-Africans seem to have some type of low-level mental health issues. Yes, they do. They have bitten off more than they can chew. They probably signed on to that ADDI database of Americana. They're probably sent to recruit others, and it's not working out to the best of their ability. And they're becoming very frustrated that they're not able to brainwash us and make us over against our will. That's why they're so frustrated, because they wish they can just force us into the category of African and have to do what they say. But that would be slavery again, wouldn't it? And that's how I know that they're not for us, because they look at us as being slaves to Africa. It's like, no, I'm not. We are freed people. We're freedmen. We overcame slavery. It's an accomplishment of our ancestors, but our ancestors did not go back or go to Africa because they did not feel like they were Africans. And that's what it is. Your granddaddy nurse says they are prime examples. Umar Johnson is so cringe and he's preaching to folks, but is a dad beat dad. It's sad. Yeah, it's interesting how Umar Johnson bigs up Africa and Africans all the time, but he doesn't even know his own kids. He doesn't even visit his own kids. He does not treasure his daughters. And it's ironic that he's bigging up, everybody else over his own blood. But that's what Pan-Africans continually do. They forget about their own indigenous American blood, and they big up other bloods that's not related to them over their own. It's sad. African Goddess says there are racist white people in Africa. I believe it. I remember there was a story years ago about a guy that was hiring a group of mercenary people. I think it's called mercenary people to do some killings and stuff in South Africa. And I think he was arrested and he ended up killing himself, or he died in jail. I forgot his name. I think it was in Mozambique, not South Africa, Mozambique. And he had died with trying to do some terrible things on the continent. So, of course, there are a lot of racist people all over the world, and they have agendas in Africa, agendas here in America. You can't escape racism. It's just, it's a matter of life. You know, we see the racism every single day. That still doesn't mean that I want to go to Africa now and take a risk and a chance and start all over again and put my faith and my life in the hands of past enslavers. I'm not doing that. That doesn't make sense to me to do. And so I'm not trusting none of that. And that's why they're mad. The Land says, Search of Voodoo knows about the fraud of the African politics, and he actually looks like an African, unlike the drunk fraud that was just talking. Yeah, Search of Voodoo looks more and more African to me when I see him. African Goddess says the Chinese have an unemployment issue in their country. They do? Oh, wow. They come to Africa to set up business. There are currently 10 million Chinese nationals, or 10, 100,000 Chinese nationals in Nigeria alone. Wow. Do you know of the Sam Hyde podcast? No, I don't. What's up with Sam? Let me put that in my phone. I'll look it up though. But I never heard of that before. Let me see. Why you bring him up? Sam Hyde. Thank you for letting me know about the guy podcast. I'll look it up and see if there's anything that's interesting from him. Is he a Pan-Africanist? What is his situation? Let me know. I don't know if I can find him fast enough. I don't see the platform. But let me know what do you want me to know about him? Because I don't know what to say about him. You said, African Goddess says, some want to make their money and return to Africa. Others are seeing it as a last frontier. It's going to be a lot of consequence about going to Africa for Black Americans or Indigenous Americans. A lot of us are not going to make it out alive, or we're going to become broke and homeless. It's inevitable that these things do happen. And I'm warning my people about the outcomes that could happen to you. And Africa is not going to help you out. You're shit out of luck once that happens. And your granddaddy says, exactly, they're deflecting from the real enemy, and that is not us. Exactly. African Goddess says, in fairness, they are now building factories here. A Chinese lady today said she moved her factory to Nigeria, where she pays workers 50 USD a month. In China, she was paying 600 USD. Wow, that sucks. Your granddaddy says, it is not our responsibility to rebuild over there. We have enough to do here. I know that I do. I'm still searching for scholarships for our son. I know that's right. And African Goddess says, yes, Dinah's does look West African. The Land says, yes, Dinah's face and hairline is completely West African. I'm not saying anything is wrong with it, but he shouldn't act like he's not. Exactly. African Goddess says, in all honesty, not all of Africa is poor. The elite live very well, and even middle-class Africans live okay. Yeah, they carved out a nice little spot for themselves, but they don't care about the common people on the ground for the most part. They don't try to reach out and do anything to help. So they pretty much hoard all their funds and money. And then they come talk to Black Americans about us caring about everybody else. It's ridiculous. African Goddess says, not saying anything about Dinah's heritage because I don't know. Your granddaddy says, I know, I'm aware the people there should fight against the elite and take their countries back. They got to do something. African Goddess says it's not practical for most Black Americans to come here. You need serious cash, serious business skills, and it's a struggle. I know it is. The Land says someone should ask the drunk Afro-Liberian, when did his family move to Liberia? I don't think they were the original group that was sent there in the 1800s. Yeah, it kind of looks like he's lying. But like I said, I don't tread on other people's belief. I take their word for it. It's just problematic that they won't take our word for it. And your granddaddy says, I remember when Tariq was a pimp. Exactly. He's got the grift of Gab and is a grifter. He saw FBA as a money grab, and that's it. That's all. That's exactly what it is. And he entertains with comedy, and the people are supposedly happy with just simply laughing and doing nothing on YouTube. And I just think that is a tragedy, that he has the minds and hearts of so many people, and he should be dispatching them to go do something relevant to our struggle and to our cause. But he doesn't, because he's making bank off of the group, and he's not worried about doing anything extra. And everybody's allowing him to get away with it like a bandit. It's on them. They need to raise up and say, can we contribute outside of YouTube and do something for our cause other than these rallies where you make more money on the side? But they're not saying nothing. African Goddess says, if you're a Pan-African, surely you want the revolution to start in Africa. That makes sense how to get African liberation fighting on foreign soil. Again, they are scared to do anything in Africa. They want to place everything on us. They want us to be acting a fool for Africa. They want us to be fighting for Congo, fighting for wherever famine or whatever's going on in Africa. But I'm not extending myself, sacrificing myself for other plights of people. I'm fighting and preserving my energy here in America where it belongs. The Land says Africa should be their main focus if they're Pan-Africans, not America. Their main focus is us, because they see our money to be utilized for the dead of Africa. That's why they keep talking to us solely, because they want the money they think they can get from us. And that's what Eric Khan has been working on doing since 2019. African Goddess says none of the Pan-African YouTubers except Dynast has a large enough platform to attract government attention. Okay. And don't think he could survive here. You talking about the guy that was talking on the screen? I don't think he could either. Again, he is a comfortable African in America. Most of them that tell us to go to Africa are trying to switch places with us. That's what they would like us to do. That's what they always try to get us to do. Pinky says he's an anchor baby, and when the Supreme Court rules in Trump's favor, he too will be deported back to the country his parents fled from. I don't know, Pinky. I think he will be safe because he's been here all his life. I think that what Trump will accomplish, if he does accomplish it, is to get the people moving forward from ever getting to use the birthright citizenship. I don't think that Trump can take and snatch away the birthright citizenship to the people that already were born here, because that would pretty much come close to us getting our birthright snatched from us. So I think he can only go as far back as when he wrote that executive order up until this point and further. You know what I mean? I don't think he has the power to supersede the Constitution as it was read with the people that were raised and born here. The Land says, oh, he's Americo. Liberian was in jail. That's why he speak about attacking people. I knew it. Yep, he was in jail for 5.5 years. He gladly told us that. The Land says, yes, his rhetoric speaks jailhouse. Yep. Pinky says, a bad need is not going to stop you from a fight. Tariq is in good shape. He can defend himself. I hope so. Because all the talking that he be doing, he needs to be able to fight. Pinky says Liberians are not us. Very few of them can trace any ancestry to America. The Land says, yes, many people in the YouTube create fictional lineages for themselves that we can't confirm. But his whole face says American. I know. I was thinking that to myself too, but I was like, I ain't gonna just tell him he's a liar. I just want to tell him I'm American and get him triggered, and that's exactly what I did. Your granddaddy says they have to fight back against the enemy, not us. That's not our fight. Why? They don't want to accept that. Why hate us for what others are doing? Exactly. It's psychotic. Of the Land says, yes, Umar is a perfect example of how much panties hate themselves. He didn't even honor his own seed exactly, and his children are not going to honor him. The cycle continues. Pinky says China is overpopulated, no living space, no jobs. African continent has plenty of open land. Exactly. Your granddaddy says it's going to be a lot worse for them now, especially since many of us here stateside are waking up. We're starting to wake up. Pinky says Chinese will move into the cities and the Africans will be moving out to the rural areas because they will cause the cost of living to go up. Gentrification, yes. Pinky says there are Americans that can afford to go to Africa and start businesses, but the standard of living will be different, but it's the same for the Chinese, so they can do it. They can risk being scammed, though, Pinky. That's what they're going to risk, being scammed. You know, the land situation in Ghana, there is a report that I'm going to do another day that talks about, you know, this free land that they got and how they have been hustled and how the people are upset. The locals are upset with the Americans that have come to Ghana and got their land, talking about this their land and all that type of talk. It's going to come to a head. I think that there were guns pulled out by the locals onto the Americans, and I'm going to talk about that another time. Easy X, what's up? How are you doing? He said the rabbit hole is deeper than most people on this stream and Black Americans in general think. For those that believe, I don't. African voodoo is being used on weak-minded Black Americans. I believe that it is being used on us. I believe a lot of stuff is being utilized against us. I think that, you know, we are the weakest at this point in our life that we have ever been so weakened before. And it's because we have been distracted by so many different things that we have lost ourselves in so many ways, and people are getting picked off one by one. And I do believe that they use witchcraft. I think that they use voodoo. I think that they practice sacrifice for us to be dumbed down and believe whatever they say. I'm so glad that I have a mind that's very strong, has always been strong, and I see past the bullshit. They can never trick me. Pinky says, I watched a doc. Those Chinese people are renting spaces as big as a coffin to live in. Yeah, I heard about that. Wow. They were buying land here too. Kit Kat says, I believe it. Pinky says, we are the only people who have their citizenship protected in America. Exactly. And you said, Pinky says, people with money always move into areas with poor people. African and Chinese cultures are both scammy. So the Chinese will make it, most of us can't. Exactly. African Goddess says Chinese get held up on a daily basis and forced to pay money to area boys. In fact, I'm glad you mentioned that, because there was a video that I was going to show if I had time. Maybe I'll make a little time if I can find it in this phone. Look at this real quick. Massive ECG container theft. 12 Chinese and 1 Ghanaian arrested. Take a look at this real quick, and then I'll continue. But they're scammers. They're definitely scammers.
Now, 12 Chinese nationals and a Ghanaian have been arrested by national security operatives in connection with the missing electricity company of Ghana containers at the Tema port. The suspects, linked to 2 aluminium smelting companies in Shai Hills, were apprehended during an intelligence-led operation on Thursday. Cables believed to be part of the missing consignments were traced to an aluminium smelter owned by the Chinese, located opposite the Shai Hills Game Reserve, where they were being melted into aluminium bars for export. Meanwhile, national security operatives are on a manhunt for another Chinese suspect who is currently on the run.
They are currently suspects, and by law they are entitled to a counsel of their own choice. So we'll grant them that opportunity. But of course, within the next 48 hours, we will also exercise our rights by ensuring that we complete the investigation and put them before a court of competent jurisdiction. Thank you very much. Currently, as I stated earlier on, it is the National Security Secretariat that's in charge of this investigation. So they will definitely be in the custody of the NIB. Thank you. why you look at the cables, they weigh several tonnage. For it to count. We need the machines, forklifts, to be able to do that. So for now, what we intend to do is to place 24-hour guard here until we're able to take the stock. So that's that.
Again, they were stealing a container, I guess, for electricity or something. Chinese people and one African that was helping them out. And one of the Chinese people are on the run. But they need to worry about their scamming ways. They need to worry about the thieves, the Chinese people that are thieving all over there in Ghana and doing the most. They need to stop hyper-focusing on Americans. But again, they have an agenda against us. That's why they keep bringing us up. You said Chinese get held up on a daily and forced to pay money to area boys. Would that be Yahoo boys, African goddess? Easy access called the Voodoo African spirituality. I saw it up close and personal when I was in the cult or culture of Pan-Africanism. It actually is being used and at a play in this tug of war. We are living with Africa or living in Africa. I know they use it on us. They've been using a lot of stuff against us. Pinky says, I don't believe in voodoo. Spells or witchcraft not going to work on me. It's not going to work on me either, but it does work on the people that are not, thinking about, them being worthy. If you have a deficiency in your own self-esteem, if you are kind of iffish about confidence a little bit, and you look up to some of these Africans that you are revering and worshiping, they can get in your head. And they could, do a lot to convince you to do a lot of different things that don't make sense. And I think that that's what's happening to many of us right now. African Goddess says, yes, the Chinese do a lot of scams here. Exactly. Your granddaddy says, you told no lies. And African Goddess says, no, they're paying money to gangs. Oh, wow. They're paying money to gangs. See, I wish that story would come out. I didn't hear about that before. Now they're transitioning over to, Marvin Sapp. Marvin Sapp is a bishop, a preacher, and it's a scandal that's broke out about him. He apparently had the doors closed to the church, and he demanded that the churchgoers pay him $40,000. I want to play what came out. I think he did this sometime in 2024, and it just got leaked or exposed. What he said to the congregation. This again, I have an issue with religion. I think that our churches have really not did right by our community. They get a lot of money from our community. They don't pay it forward back to the community where we need help. And they are mega churches a lot of times. They are scam artists now. They're just as bad as Pan-Africans. They're all predators against us. Now take a look at this video, what broke out about Marvin Sapp. Marvin Sapp is really a famous gospel singer. I know him for being that. And so I'm not surprised that this happened, but it is a mess. Take a look at what he said. Wow, this is going to be crazy, y'all.
Close the doors for me for a quick moment. I want everybody to remain standing quickly. How many of y'all really received something from the word of the Lord tonight? Listen, when you study scripture, you will notice that whenever God did something in the lives of the patriarchs of old, the patriarchs would pause, they would set up an altar, and they would offer up sacrifice. I asked each and every...
And they always offering up sacrifices of us. And that's what he preaching about, sacrifice yourself to enrich his ass. Pan-Africans talk about sacrifice yourself to enrich Africans, to develop Africa. Everybody looks to us as being sacrificial lambs. Preachers do, Pan-Africans do, everybody does.
Close the doors for me for a quick moment. I want everybody to remain standing quickly. How many of y'all really received something from the word of the Lord tonight? Listen, when you study scripture, you will notice that whenever God did something in the lives of the patriarchs of old. The patriarchs would pause, they would set up an altar, and they would offer a sacrifice. I asked each and every one of you how many of y'all received something from the word of the Lord. Everyone in this place said these words, I did. Because of your acknowledgement of what God did in word, there is an obligation that is attached to that acknowledgement. In biblical days, they offered livestock, grain. That was a type of currency. Note, if you will, I did not say money. I said currency. And this is what God is saying for at least 1,000 of you in the building. And this is simple. I'm not going to challenge you the way Bishop did. But I know that there's 1,000 individuals under the sound of my voice that can do what I'm about to challenge you all to do. This is simple. 1,000 people giving what I'm about to challenge will be $20,000. 1,000 people giving what I'm about to challenge you all to do will be $20,000. Now, for those of us who are on the dais, I'm taking you higher, so put it back. I'm a strong believer that leaders lead not only in time, not only in talent, but also in treasure. Leaders lead in time, talent, and treasure. I was taught a long time ago that it costs to sit up here. There's 1,000 of you. I said, close them doors. Ushers, close the doors. Close the doors. Close the doors. We all gonna leave together. Y'all ain't going no place but to the restaurant. There's 1,000 of you tonight, and those that are watching, it's 1,000 that's watching online. This is a small seed. If I get 1,000 online to give this, if I get 1,000 in the sanctuary to give this, that's $40,000 tonight. Now, everyone up here, we've all sowed and seeded, but I need everyone standing up here with us, with me, to plant a seed of $100. Because again, it costs to sit up here. Y'all start moving. Y'all can bring it right now. Come. Even if you're giving.
Can y'all believe this? Come on. This is purely despicable. This is why I don't like pastors for the most part. I've only met about 2 that were really decent. But outside of that, these mega churches are really a mess. They do not serve God. They serve themselves. This is why I steer clear of religion. I'm just spiritual, and I know God by my damn self. I don't have to seek a man to tell me who God is. God showed himself a long time to me in my life to confirm my beliefs on him. And I don't need no man trying to, trick or scam like he's doing right here, right now, using the word to scam people.
Tangibly, just put your hand on take your phone and stick it on the bucket.
So now he's going to give money that he's going to get right back to himself to show that he's given money, but the money is all going to be returned back to him. Isn't this a trip? And no, he never said what he was going to do with this money. He just asked for the money.
Giving is worship. Giving is worship. 1,000 people online need to give $20. This is easy, saints. This is an easy miracle. We should be able to raise $40,000 tonight just from y'all giving. I'm about to go get in my truck. I'm going to my hotel. I got me some fruit. I'm doing fruit now. Fruit and water. I'm trying to look at us. Yeah. Now after you come up here, you can open the doors. Y'all walk out the door after you come up here. But make sure you come this way before you go out the door. That's it. Look at God. Look at what God has done. Hallelujah. Holiday. I'm good.
Look what God has done. Like I said, this is outrageous, but they're up there with the Pan-African fraudsters. They're just as bad. There aren't no real men in our community that's helping us as a collective. They're just taken from us, just like they always seem to do. And that's why we don't have trust in the community. We can't get no monies together in America to do something for ourselves because we have to look out for these types right here.
Peace.
I'm probably the only person online who shares every single one of my trades completely for free.
What do y'all think about that? That I want to find his part where he gave a response to the backlash. Let me see if I can find that video. And then I'll see what you guys are saying in the chat room. I hope that this will wake us up. Again, we are the most sought after to scam right now. Leading is Pan-Africans, and then we have our churches that are also scamming us. You know, it's everywhere we go. It's everywhere we go. And you see that he did not say he was going to use that money to build up our community. He didn't say nothing. Let me find this other video. I hope I can find it. Okay. Okay, let me see.
Hello, everyone. I'm Simon Mansara.
Hold on. Please hit the like, by the way, if you have not yet. Please like and share the video. I would greatly appreciate that. And I hope that this is the timestamp I need to be on.
Now, everyone up here, we've all sold and seeded, but I need everyone standing up here with us, with me, to plant a seed of $100. Because again, it costs to sit up here. I got you. Let's see. So put your 20 away, preachers. That 20 wasn't for you.
So let's get into his explanation. He says, response. Let's add context to the clip on social media. Recently, a clip has gone viral of me challenging 2,000 individuals, virtually and in person, to plant a seed of $20 during an international gathering held at a convention center with over 4,000 people in attendance that evening, plus virtual viewers. In that same moment, I also challenged leadership to lead by example by sowing $100. That evening, I personally gave much more. Some have taken issue with a particular moment when I instructed the ushers rather firmly.
I said, close them doors. Ushers, close the doors. Close the doors.
To close the doors during the offering. To those unfamiliar with the church context or who may not regularly attend worship gatherings, this has been misinterpreted as holding people hostage as well as offensive. That was never my intent. The truth is, when finances are being received in any worship gathering, it is one of the most vulnerable and exposed times for both the finance and security teams. Movement during this sacred exchange can be distracting and at times even risky. My directive was not about control. It was about creating a safe, focused, and reverent environment for those choosing to give. I don't really recall the people having much of a choice considering the doors were shut.
It wasn't no choice. What's the word? Corrosive. He was, when you trick somebody, when you apply pressure to them to do something against their will. I forgot the word. Somebody tell me what that word is. I know it starts with a C. But he guilted the people. He put pressure on the people. He demanded of the people to give up this money. He was belittling and bashing and gaslighting these people. And again, he tried to use God as a way of getting them to give up the money, saying if you benefited from this message, basically bless him. So we are very vulnerable people right now. And this Christianity is being abused by these so-called preachers, and they know what they're doing. He knew exactly what he was doing. And I can't believe that this only leaked thus, right now, that it happened back in 2024. It should have been talked about a long time ago.
And he said, come up here first and then you can leave.
Now, after you come up here, you can open the doors. Y'all walk out the door after you come up here. But make sure you come this way before you go out the door. That's it.
Hey, bro, come on now, dog. Come on, man.
and for those handling the resources. Unfortunately, in this social media age, snippets are easily shared without context and assumptions are quickly made without understanding the full picture. Conferences have budgets, churches have budgets, and people have budgets. As the assigned ministerial gift for this international gathering, one of my responsibilities was to help raise the conference budget. That's not manipulation, it's stewardship. Now I'm going to continue reading in a second, but is it just me?
So he had his little excuse. I'm not even caring about hearing the rest because it was nothing more than a lie, an excuse. He didn't have nowhere to do. He didn't say where that money was going to go. He didn't say how that money was going to bless the people of God. And it was all about him. And that's exactly what they continue to do in the church. That's why I will not ever be seen or heard in a church, because I do not want to be taken advantage of and brainwashed to give money towards a pastor that is not godly, that's not righteous or anything. Let me see, where was I? Let me go back. You said, relax, Pinky. I know it won't work on you, but I know what does. Wine. He locked people in the church. I would have called the police. He didn't actually lock the doors. He just said close the doors. But still, he should never have said that. That was out of bounds on what he should have been saying. That was manipulation. Pulpit pimping, Golden Brown says. I know that's right. Sapp has a suspicious hairline tether, maybe. He could be. Pinky says, I had a friend take me to church in Los Angeles. The pastor and his two helpers were bragging about being from the streets, former pimps and drug dealers. It's an easy transition from being a pimp and a drug dealer as a pastor. Just like Tariq, he says he was a pimp before, and he transitioned easily into being a grifter. It's very easy. I think he says he can preach too. So it all goes with the gift of gab. A lot of these people that are well-spoken and whatnot, they definitely influence, just like pimps do, on hoes. And, a lot of people are trying to pimp us right now. We got to expose all the people that's doing it, whether it is American or Pan-African or African, whomever they are, they have to be exposed and called out. Other Land says, were they bragging or giving a testimony? Easy X says, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Voodoo and black churches. What the hell the God need money for? Couldn't he just rob a bank or print it or just create it out of thin air? Oh my God. No, I don't think he's going to do that. Sapp looks like he's seen his fair share of restaurants. Yeah, he's definitely not starving. Other Land says, did Sapp say why he wanted the money though? No, he just said he wanted $40,000. He wanted to get $40,000 before everybody left to go to the restaurant. Pinky says, testimony sounds the same to me. I'm not a church person. Easy X says, maybe he's asking for donations to repair that hairline. Oh my God. Easy X says, looks like he's eating well. Is he donating that money to Ghana to help with the flooding? That was a while ago, back in 2024. That money was specific to him. That money was about to be pocketed in his bank account. Easy X says, I don't know if he is a panny, but he should be charged with kidnapping his congregation. Yeah, it could be looked upon like that. Other Land says some states have made it illegal for Uber drivers to lock the doors after their customers have entered. How is what Sapp did not legal? Illegal, rather. I don't think he said lock the doors, though. Easy X says, Pinky, if you ever in LA, let's meet up. I'll take you to the Pan-Africans church. What? They feed you after giving donations. Wow. Is there a Pan-African church for real, Easy X? See, this is what I'm talking about, why I want to interview you. We really need to get in the psyche of a Pan-African that was born and raised in America, that is indigenous American. I need to understand what could make you into a Pan-African so that we all can learn from what you learned. Pinky says, I'm not in LA and won't be going to any church ever again, and I don't eat other people's cooking. Other Land says, I don't know what word you're looking for, but if the practitioners gave money, they would claim being under duress. Yes, that's another word too. I want to say, I know I know they were connived. That's another word. I just can't remember it right now. I think the word, yes, corrosion. That's what it is. That's what it is of the land. Thank you for that. So in closing, y'all, Marvin Sapp, he did it to himself. I'm surprised that he still has churchgoers. I'm surprised that people still support him. I think if most of us would walk away from these toxic churches and toxic ideologies such as Pan-Africans and kind of like start all over again, we would be in a better position than allowing all these different people to come and seize our money. I thought that it was interesting to show the Pan-Africanists come unglued because they're not stable and they really have a superior complex over us that they think that they have over us, rather. They think that they're supposed to be able to tell us and dictate to us what we're supposed to call ourselves, how we're supposed to act, how we're supposed to be, and none of that stuff is transpiring. And they're very upset of the FBA, ADOS, or anybody calling themselves Americans, obviously. This is going to be an ongoing battle that we're going to continue to have against Pan-Africans. They're not going nowhere. They're just getting warmed up. They're frustrated with how we are on YouTube, though. And I'm pretty sure that FBA is being really sought after as being Islamophobic. This is why I do not want to have nothing to do with it, because Tariq Nasheed is not doing other things that he needs to do to protect his label of FBA. I know that he's trained everybody to believe that it's not a group. He's not the leader, but he is the go-to for all the questions and all the lingo and all the conversations surrounding the identity of FBA. And he's supposed to be, the spokesperson. So in my mind and in other people's minds, he is the so-called leader. He doesn't want to say it. He's very tactful, I would say, in trying to disallow people from tethering him to that term of leadership. But people are listening to him very closely. They're sharing his videos, sharing his interactions. They're reporting to the FBI and other groups about him and his group, so-called group. And that's where we are. I say declare your own individual identity outside of YouTube. Get a notary sign, build a case for yourself to protect yourself. Pan-Africans and Africans are coming for us. This is the agenda that they have. They're hell-bent on us becoming debt slaves to Africa. And this is why I expose Pan-Africans on this platform. I don't have no hate for Africans. I don't have no hate for nobody, but I do despise people that think that what my ancestors have gone through here in this country should result in them becoming debt slaves now. That is not what I'm going to be about. I don't give a damn what Africans say. We do not owe Africa nothing. They owe Africa their sacrifice to do what they need to do to change the situation on the ground of Africa. Unfortunately, there's too many scammers. There's too many politicians that are wicked and too many agendas that's targeting us. So we have to keep, pushing and exposing as many people as possible so that we wake up to the reality and not be duped by a Pan-African or anyone else. We are deserving of, who we are as people. We are a people. There's a lot of people that wants us to believe that we're just lost, scattered brain fools that are remnants of Africa or an African, and we need to be obligated to Africa and all that type of thing. Why don't the Africans feel obligated to Africa? Why does everybody skip over the Africans and talk to us about being obligated to Africa? Isn't that really peculiar right there? That shows you in a nutshell that we are being targeted for the debt of Africa. Let me see. You said, I met FBA out here, but no Pan-Africans. Everyone have a pleasant day. Easy X says, for Black DU, the lady in Ghana experiencing the flooding problems of us is of sound mind in body. She seems very vulnerable and being taken advantage of. She's complaining about not being able to get her money back, but she signed on. Thank you, Of the Land. I appreciate that. what's her name? Let me see. I can find her. Sometimes Vogs at Pinky, maybe Seuss blogs or something like that. I think I have the video. Hold on. Let me see if I can find her real quick. Yeah, she's having a live today talking about her being denied getting money back from her landlord. Her landlord is not tripping off of her, which I don't think, he should. She should have known. She should have researched better. She should have understood that there's flooding in Ghana. She should have paid attention. But take a listen to what she had to say real quick. Hold on. Let me. Her name is Just Vogue. It's Just Vogue. And she just did a video like 3 hours ago. I'll play this video to end it. She's saying the flood aftermath, the battle with my landlord for livable housing. So she's complaining about her situation in Ghana now. But again, ain't nobody going to come to the rescue, most certainly not a Ghanaian.
To Just Like Melody, and this is now day, I can't even keep track. This is now day 4 of dealing with this flood madness. So let me catch y'all up to speed on what's happening now. That they had out here. So it looks as if they are now going to attempt to reinforce the wall this time. Neighbors have said that this wall has fell down 3 times. You would have thought that they would have just built the house properly from jump to avoid all of this, but yeah, that wasn't the case. But they've started digging. I guess they'll be reconstructing to put the wall back up again. But my thing is that even if they come and they rebuild this wall, right, put the reinforcements in that is necessary, it's still not going to correct the issue that is happening with the foundation of the house itself. Because as you can see, the foundation itself is cracking. So what do we do in that situation? So as of today, we have made several attempts to reach out to the landlord. All of our phone calls has gone unanswered. He's not responding to any messages, and he kind of is just MIA in this moment. He has even, you might as well say at this point, refused to give us the actual landlord's number, which I personally asked him for. And his response was, I already spoke to her and she said the money is spent. So now I'm in this situation and I'm like, what do we do, right? Because say we just say, you know what, F it, we're just going to give the keys back, move out, and, fight to get our money back in a different way. But my thing is that even if we take that route, it's a danger to other people, and that's my biggest fear. And maybe I'm just being too concerned about the well-being of people. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I just feel like it's my responsibility, being that I'm in this situation, to look out for other people to come so that they don't find themselves in danger. Because what if they don't have the same voice that I have? What if they can't take a stance the way that I'm willing to take a stance, and they lose out, or worse, lose their lives? So I feel like it's my moral obligation to stand firm in this situation and demand that someone come and actually take a look at the structure of this house to determine the safety of the house. For the house to be breaking apart the way it is on the outside, and that's the foundation of the actual house, to me is very dangerous. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I have always just heard that once the foundation is cracking, that's a major issue. And I know in the States, when you see a crack in the foundation of a house, that's like that's one indication that a lot of people run away from. So I'm just thinking along those lines, and this is not even a crack. There is a whole big chunk that is literally in the process of coming out, which shows that it's not a strong foundation. And even if they were to patch it up, the rain season is coming. So how is this house going to hold up when it's not built strong? I am going to advocate. I'm going to fight. I am going to demand. I'm going to do all of those things that I know I should be doing. And I know that I would want somebody else to do if they were in my situation. I wouldn't want someone to just leave the situation for the next person to deal with. To me, that isn't the right thing to do. And I mean, I'm not perfect, but I do try to be the very best person I can be at heart. I try to do people right.
And I try my best to look out for other people and not just consider my own self and be self-centered. Someone left a comment under, I think it was yesterday's video, and said, it seems like every house you have been in, it has been an issue. And it truly has. Like, from the very first time that I moved to Ghana, but I won't speak on the very first house. Although the house had its issues, the landlord was amazing, and he worked really hard to resolve all of the little issues that we did have. So that was a very pleasant experience, I will say. But for the house we just moved from in Cape Coast, and between this house here, it has just been the devil itself, it seems like. But I feel like also this is just an experience for us. And it's just really showing us that it's time to get serious about building. It's time to get serious about purchasing some land and start doing our own thing so that we don't have these issues. And that really is the best option when you're coming here to Ghana, is to just build your own. Because in building your own, you know that everything is exactly the way that you want it to be because you are overseeing it. And you don't have some of these challenges and these issues because you are there in the building process every step of the way. And I feel like that is exactly what the universe is speaking to us in this moment. Like, hey, I'm trying to get your attention. Stop focusing on renting and put your efforts into building. So moving forward,
So her solution is to pay more money, put more investment towards a house, trust the government. I mean, with Trump doing all the moves he's doing, I would be very careful and just wanting to rent only, because you invest so much money to build, they can snatch it away from you, or you can have a problem later down the line with that land, as an article has specified in it about, people having problems with buying land and the locals being upset. But she thinks to throw more money at the problem is going to fix stuff. So we just have this mindset that money fixes everything, but it's defrauding you, especially if you can't guarantee that you're going to be able to have the place that you built forever. They can snatch it away from you. The locals can have a hissy fit about you building something on their land. And she doesn't understand that, but I guess she will understand that eventually.
To be our primary agenda, because renting in Ghana is a complete nightmare. I mean, you are blessed if you can find a really good landlord here that is going to be morally and ethically sound, that is going to treat that house as their own, as they should, and correct any and all issues that may take place. But more often than not, you get these landlords here who are just concerned about a dollar. They don't care whether you live or not. But their only concern is collecting their money, and that's really all that's on their mind. And it's quite unfortunate, but I hope that one day at a time, I can work to change that narrative. Together, we can work to change that narrative. For people that are even moving here, relocating here, thinking of getting into real estate, that you come here with moral and ethics to uphold good values when they're building, and to consider other people, and to build a house exactly the way that you would want the house to be built, as if you were the one who were going to be living there. So I don't know, guys. I don't know what to do about the situation. I'm just kind of playing it by ear day to day, trying to figure out which route to take. And at this point, with the landlord's helper not even answering the phone, or the landlord not even reaching out, it's like, does the house belong to us at this point? It's really sad to see that this is what is happening in Ghana in 2025. Hopefully, we can move beyond this and put some real laws in place that is going to...
You are expendable. That's what the game is like. You are under their jurisdiction. You're under their control. You have given up your rights going to Ghana, and now you have to suffer the repercussions behind paying all that money, and maybe have to move again and try it all over again, and spend more money and keep spending money. That's the cycle that they put you on. There's nothing you can do about it. You can take them to court, spending money. You can wait out, spending money. All of it is about money. And that's what it is. Pinky says the landlord has had a flood on that property before. He should have told her, and she should have her ass in America and would be reimbursed. On a perfect day, that would work. But of course, they don't have to reimburse you if they're not wanting to, and that's what she's finding out that they're not. Easy X says a lot of red flags that a person in their right mind would have seen, but she was blinded, and she has kids and supposedly has a Ghanaian man as a partner. Wow. Your granddaddy's nurse says that looks dangerous, sister. Please come home. Exactly. Pinky says he's probably in on the hustle. You never know. Your granddaddy nurse says the landlord doesn't care. Godly. Yes. The land says, yes, that's a bad situation. And the landlord has said they'll give her money back when a new tenant moves in. Is that right? Mm-mm. Well, she can hope for that money. Seeing is believing, though. Pinky says they don't have a geologist over there, just building onto of anything. Pinky says, have you been watching this to other land? Your granddaddy says they get there, go through stuff, record, and put up here on YouTube, then something else happens. Do they not see what's really going on? They don't see because they are blinded and they are hypnotized by Africa. They have worshipped Africa, put Africa on a pedestal that will not give them the benefit of the doubt. Ultimately, is going to disappoint them. Easy X says, I used to care about Black Americans when they moved to the continent and later had problems. Too much information out there now where they can make better choices and decisions. I don't care anymore. I don't care anymore either, because I've been doing these videos for a while now, and they have been talking shit about people that expose Africa for the most part, saying that we're haters and we are deluded, we are brainwashed and all that type of talk. So now I don't care what happens to them, because again, they're always gaslighting us. Pinky says a lot of African countries, you can't purchase land. Okay. And of the land says, what many Americans must realize is many African countries don't build according to American standards. Here, if a landlord built on an unsound foundation, they are responsible. Yes, they are. Easy X says Voodoo is working heavy to manipulate Native Black Americans running around here being panties. Exactly. And they are crash dummies. That's what I call Black Indigenous Americans, as crash dummies. That's what they are. They are usable, disposable, expendable fools for liars that basically want to take their money and leave them with absolutely nothing. That's what they've been doing. That's what they're going to keep doing. Pinky says landlord probably built that house for himself, had a flood, took a loss, and started renting it out. Probably, because it looked nice in the inside. The land says, yes, many African countries only allow the leasing of land. Pinky says, how did you get the voodoo off of you? That's what I want to know. Easy X says she is aware and you can tell in a way she speaks, but for some reason, Voodoo still fell victim to the scam. And she still believes that she can pay more money to make it better. That's the scam. The land says, poor thing, she's hoping to make a change in Africa. Many others have failed at that. Exactly. Your granddaddy nurse says, shaking my head, this is bad, spell over her and others. Exactly. Pinky says, people think living there is cheap. Yes, we get this impression that it's way cheaper, that the dollar can be stretched a lot further, but it's really expensive over there, especially Ghana. They are hip to capitalism for real, and they want your dollar. The land says, yes, it sounds like spell work has been done when a person can't see the obvious. Bingo. Exactly, your granddaddy took the words right out of my mouth. Easy X says, Pinky, you asked that question like I was a panty worshiping fool. I never was, but there is a formula to relinquish the spell. But you said, Easy X, that you were a Pan-African for 20 long years. That is not chump change. How did you get involved with Pan-Africanism for as long as you did, and who was the go-to person that influenced you to become a Pan-African? That's what I want to know. Was it an African that convinced you to become a Pan-African? Did you come at it alone by yourself? Who influenced you to become a Pan-African? And Of the Land says, yes, I've been watching her channel since For Black first featured her flooding. Okay. And Pinky says, calm down, I just asked a question. And your granddaddy says, so wait a minute, if they're unable to buy land in some of the countries, they're just going over there to rent. They can't rent land here in the United States, at least if they get scammed their laws. Exactly. Another land says one of the best ways to get any spell work off of oneself is to pray for protection and sound mind and reset your mindset back to what you were before the spells influenced you. That's a good idea. Well, I've been on here for a while. I appreciate everybody for coming through. I have a really good live tomorrow. There is a leaked interview of a person that was trying to get a green card. I believe he's Nigerian, and you won't believe what he tried to do to become a green card holder. He tried to pretend like he was gay, getting married to a white gay man. Wait till you guys see that video tomorrow. That's what I'm going to be featuring alongside of other news and everything else that I'll be talking about. I appreciate everybody for coming and spending this Sunday with me. I hope that you guys will have a nice, wonderful day. Please like and share the video on the way out. Please stay blessed and prayed up. And please remember, most of all, we're going to have to eventually fight off these Pan-Africans in one way or the other. And we got to get mentally prepared for that. I hope that people that's listening to me would understand that I am not hateful or anything like that, but I am protective of my rights to have my autonomy, to have my agency, to have my own identity, just like everybody else does. It's unfortunate that many other melanated people around the world have other issues in their home country to where they have to seek to leave their home country and go elsewhere. That's not Black Americans' issue or Indigenous Americans to America. We don't have that problem, and we are blessed in having a birthright that many people are jealous about. This is why we are a targeted group of people. This is why we're gaslit all the time. This is why we are the conversation of many, many melanated people that cannot keep us out of their mouth. And that's because of the disdain and jealousy that they have for us. This is what I understand now. I didn't understand it when I first came to YouTube, but I understand it really now. By all the videos that's been shown and all the conversations that I've heard, I now understand that people want to take us down a peg. And again, they want us to have an obligation to Africa that we should not have. Our ancestors fought for this land over here in America, and they never desired to return or go to Africa, rather, because they're not from there. We have not been associated with Africa for hundreds of years. That ship has sailed. I wish Africa well and Africans well, but if they want to make Africa better, they need to have a revolution over there in Africa about these corrupt leaders that have done them dirty for many decades, stealing all that money and applying all that debt to all those people. It's over 1.3 billion people in Africa. They have more than enough people that could try to do something. They need to coordinate and organize, and these Pan-Africans need to get off their asses and talking shit to us and take their asses over there to Africa and talk to the Africans about what they desire for them to do. We're not doing what they desire for us to do. We're not their bitches. We're not their hoes. We're not their punks. And I wish that they would get the memo and recognize. But of course, you have an Americana who is a witch, I believe, who's a witch bitch, who is basically trying to pillage us and take all the money from us and make us debt slaves to Africa. I've exposed that. Please check out my other videos about her. Again, they're not nobody hardly thinking about advancing us here in America. All the conversations now are going towards Africa against our will. And we're going to have to somehow figure how to get our narrative back, figure how to get our voice back, and understand that we have relevance here in America that they don't want us to realize. Yes, there's racism still here. Yes, there are other people that hate us. And we know anywhere we go around the world, there's hate for us. Nothing's new. Nothing's new. But the best thing that I can do is try to survive here in America, because this is where the sacrifice was laid down for us. If we walk away from America, we don't have protections no more. And that's what we need to understand. Protections are less and less once you leave America and you go elsewhere. Other other lands and stuff don't have no protection whatsoever for you as an American, and you are vulnerable, you are a sitting duck, and people are taking advantage of the fact that you are by yourself and you are susceptible to their script of lies and manipulations and all of that. The lying that they do is insurmountable. And Kiki talked about, the lies. I know Mark Meets Africa. I was really shocked. I'm surprised of him. I did watch him a little bit years ago, and I kind of like got not really interested in him until as of late with Kiki. Shout out to Kiki Loves Nigeria. Please check out her video because she's been exposing Mark Meets Africa. And it's unfortunate that there's so many Pan-Africans or people that's representing Africa that are coming for our dollar. All they got to do is stand outside of a building and showcase a lie, showcasing a building that says they're going to do this and do that and do all these things, and they don't do nothing but get all your money. That's what he did. I'm pretty sure others have done that too. Baggs family has done that, claiming to build this and that, never build anything. Everybody's been claiming to build things. And now you have the biggest predator on the map, Americana, claiming to build a city of Wakanda, claiming all these other developments, talking about get a shovel and dig dirt like the slaves used to do of old. You can't make this shit up. Her living in a plantation in Tennessee, you cannot make this shit up. It is so wicked. But again, she's been exposed, and hopefully people will share the video, will like the video, and stop being haters of me. You said, yes, bless up everybody. And you said, yeah, of the land, you are right on the right path. Easy X says you on the right path, sis. Yes, been there, done that. I heard that. For Black, I'll be listening in from 95S, but enjoy your weekend too. And I also enjoyed your live once again. Good weekend, and mods and chat. Again, have a good Sunday, everybody. Easy X says, Pinky says, I'm going to have to watch his channel. Kiki has turned into a gossip channel. I think that she is right on mark, and many other people. Unfortunately, we are easy marks. We are trusting too much, and we are listening to too many people, and we are believing the words that are falling from people's mouths too easily. We got to toughen up. Pinky says Ericana will get a lot of her people. They won't listen. I know they will. They're going to regret it though. But hopefully some of these videos that I have done will register and resonate with them in what the truth is about with her, and steer clear of that ADDI database. Do not put your information in it. Do not trust it. Do not trust her. Do not believe a lie that you are African. Again, they want you to believe that because they need you to be a debt slave for all the money that they have pillaged from Africa for all those decades. They need some useful foods, and they expect us to be useful foods for them. And I'm saying, hell no. Other Land says, I think I left a message on Mark's video a few years ago telling him some people will find out the hard way that they aren't African. Yes, that's exactly what it is. So thank y'all for coming through. Please enjoy your Sunday and bless up.